Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Mr. Arsenal podcast for another watch-along. A couple of guests are running a bit late, so when they come in, I'll put them onto the screen. But as it stands, I'm joined by Son and Richard. How you doing, guys?
Hey, great. All excited.
Yeah, looking forward to it. The game, yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Should be good.
The first game since the FA Cup semi-final. Could there be a hangover? Maybe not. We don't know. But I'm excited because even with the changes, I've seen. You can see that he's a good player. He's a chance for that cup, fight for a spot for that final. He's not just going to give it out on the plate to him. Speaking of lateness, Nitish, how you doing?
Okay, you are live with this.
Yeah, I'm in lag.
Nitish has joined us.
My internet is messed up today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there seems to be a bit of a lag.
Bit of a running theme recently. Even when Nitish isn't even on the channel, it's like there's someone that has lag.
It seems to be, yeah. There seems to be.
Streamer, sort your crap out.
There seems to be a bit of a. Yeah.
Oh, there, but yeah.
Since they started allowing 10 people on, it seems to have.
Yeah, no, it's around that sort of time as well. But yeah, as we were chatting before we came live, guys, what are your thoughts on the lineup? Because obviously the changes we made that I've mentioned, and that's showing that obviously he's going to give people a chance to fight for a spot in for that final. I mean, Eddie, we don't know if he's going to be the right or the centre. It makes more sense to be on the right. But yeah. Obviously, Mustafi is injured today, so Holding's come in. It does seem like transformation though to a 4.
Yeah, I mean, I think the lineup in terms of the personnel is almost what would have been expected after Sunday or Saturday, rather than a few players needed to have a rest, didn't they? Tierney, Xhaka, etc. I'll be a bit. I mean, it looks like it is a 4-3-3 system actually, which I'm a bit surprised about because the other sort of 3 at the backs work quite well. But you may be wanting to try it, see how it works. There's less pressure on us, I suppose, this game, isn't there, than there has been in recent games. So maybe if he wants to give it a try, this is maybe a good opportunity to try it. I mean, Aston Villa might be happy if it doesn't work because it means they've got a chance to win the game, which they need to do. So, it would be interesting to see how it plays out actually, because I wasn't expecting a 4 at the back. So yeah, it'd be quite interesting to see how that goes. Maybe he doesn't want Klasnats to be one of the centre backs. That might be why, because he's a bit of a liability there. Maybe further out wide in a left back position, he might feel he's going to be less dangerous. I don't know.
Shout out to Melina as well. It's her birthday today. So happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
It's not. I bet it's not. I bet they're fooling around in the chat.
Well, if it's not, God help him. She's going for a 3-1 win. Chess PS4 YT is going for a 2-1 Villa. He reckons because they've got obviously with what's happened to Watford just about half an hour ago. There's a fighting chance there. I don't know because as I've said, some of our players will be told by Arteta, if you drop off now between now and the final, you ain't in the FA Cup final team. So there's an incentive for our players as well. It just depends who's going to be up for it more so.
I just think mentally sometimes when you've just won a semi-final, it's an anti-climax a game like this, and I just feel as though that might have an impact. Aston Villa have to win. They're going to be giving 100% in this game. Are we as committed? Are we going to be as committed to the 50-50 challenges? Bearing in mind there's a cup final coming up, and I don't know. That's what's going to be interesting to see how it works. Aston Villa are going to be very nervous as well, don't forget, because how much pressure's on them to win now. They have to win, don't they? There's a lot of pressure on them. And that might maybe help us out a bit as well. I don't know. Yeah, it might do. It's going to be. I think it's going to be an interesting game actually, and the fact that there's no pressure on, from our point of view, really, is actually quite good because I feel like I can just enjoy this and not have to worry too much. I'm not going to be shouting at players when they make a mistake because ultimately we've got more important things to think about in a couple of weeks' time, haven't we? So
exactly.
But I mean, still want us to win, obviously. And I'm sure that Arteta won't let them slack off, will he? I just feel sometimes what's our intensity level going to be like in this game? That's all that kind of I think really, but we'll see.
Yeah, you said a couple of weeks' time we need to get revenge, and this is what also some people have said as well, that some of them players that are obviously here last season for the Europa League final, they're going to want redemption and revenge for what happened last season because of how humiliating that was.
It is, but if you got to remember, right, last season when we played in the Europa League final, that was our only chance of getting in the Champions League by winning that game. Chelsea had already qualified, so they went into it a bit more relaxed. Yeah. This season, we're probably not going to be in Europe through the league now, so Chelsea will be. So again, it's going to be a similar situation. Yeah. We've got the pressure to win that game to qualify for Europe, whereas they haven't. And sometimes that made a difference last year, and it may make a difference this year. So we need to be aware of that. I mean, hopefully we can win our last 2 games. Crystal Palace can do us a massive favour. We can come 7th, and then it's happy days. But I don't think that's very likely, if I'm honest, looking at how Palace have been playing. So we could be in that situation again where, we're going into the final against Chelsea with all the pressure on us to have to win for a European qualification, and they haven't. So, but we'll see. I mean, let's see what happens in this game first, because if we win, then you never know. Yeah, Tottenham have blown it before on the last day several times, so
exactly.
It wouldn't be a surprise if they did it again, would it? They've done it pretty much every time they've been in that position. So
they literally came third in a dual race. So at our expense, enough.
Well, yeah. How many times on the last day as well have they lost? I remember that time at Newcastle where they've been relegated. They lost 5-1. So we finished above them that year, didn't we? And they've done it so many times. So I wouldn't be surprised if that happens again. But let's win this game first, then we can worry about that.
Oh dear. All right, Daniel, how you doing?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Now, apologies, I'm a tad late.
There's always one of us.
Do you know what it is? I completely forgot I was coming on your stream because I went to the pub for a few hours this afternoon, early evening. So things have just been pushed back a little bit, and I completely forgot. I tell you, it was nice. It was nice to get out and do something normal for a change. It was nice to, even if it being only for a couple of hours, it was nice to enjoy a drink in an actual bar.
And my internet is so bad today that they may score a goal, I may celebrate, and I may celebrate after you guys do, even though I'll be ahead.
Okay, so your internet's doing a Mustafi, is it?
Yeah, Mustafi has improved, but my internet today hasn't.
Yeah, your internet's as slow as Granit Xhaka.
Even Granit Xhaka is fast now, comparatively after that performance against City.
Yeah,
he was very good against City, wasn't he? It does look like a 4-3-3, actually, doesn't it? The way we've set up. It's a back 4.
Oh, why have we gone to that shit system again? The system that never works.
I think he's just rotating, giving players a rest after the weekend and all that now.
Yeah, why does stick with the 3-4-3? Why are we going?
We've got no Mustafi because obviously Mustafi's out injured.
He probably just wants to give it a try in a game where there's not as much pressure on us. I think.
And also, it's keeping the players on their toes and not always.
Yeah, but come on, why change a system that was working? I get that it's a nothing game, but stick with what's working, because that way it gets players used to that for the cup final. Yeah,
If in the cup final we might have to change it for any reason, at least they've had some chance to get used to it, haven't they? So I can see why he's done it. I mean, we'll see. But
it never worked. It never worked against Man City. Didn't work against Brighton. And then he changed it to make it so that actually we have been getting success out of it, and now he's changed it. I don't get that. I'm sorry. I don't get that. Why are you going to fix something that isn't broken?
To be honest, I'm still not sure. The formation still looks like a 3-4-3 as well.
Well, Aston,
do you think it does?
The Arsenal midfield
hasn't actually looked more like a left back, didn't he?
The lineup that I'm seeing on TV, it showed me 3-4-3.
Oh, okay, then fair play. If it is the same system, then brilliant. Because I don't see why you're going to change a system that's been working and we've had so much success. If it is the same system, fair play. But none of this 4-3-3 shit. It never worked. It isn't going to work. Keep it was to what's working, because then listen, you don't change things if they're working. You don't fix things if they're not broken.
Talk
Yeah,
obviously
even
away from Arsenal. If because obviously Villa, the pressure's on them to win. If they don't win, do you think that's it for them? Even though we're playing Watford?
I tell you why I don't, because I think we're going to hammer Watford. I can't remember who they're playing last game, but if we hammer Watford and they win, they can still stay up, can't they? So it's not over for them, even if we beat them.
Who were Watford playing last game? They're playing us last game.
They're playing us.
Watford, I don't know who Villa are playing though.
I'm just checking now. It's on Sunday.
That was a good ball in there actually from Suarez.
Everton are playing Bournemouth at Goodison. So Bournemouth
are down.
Bournemouth are down.
And Villa are playing away to West Ham.
Oh, of course they are. And West Ham are pretty much safe, so that they might relax a little bit. I mean, I don't think it's over even if we beat them. Actually, I still think they've got a chance.
I'm gonna apologies. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I'm completely unmotivated for these last two Premier League games. Do you know what I mean? It's for me. It's all about the cup final. You know, I ain't really interested in like the results or anything. Just simply because we ain't got. It's a dead. Our season in the league is dead. Do you know what I mean? There's not really. We haven't really got anything to play for apart from getting up the table.
We can still finish 7th with a bit of luck. We can still get 7th.
Exactly. I get what you're saying, Daniel, but at the same time, it's momentum now. We need to keep the momentum going. Because obviously, one drop off confidence-wise for that final, we're buggered. You know what our players are
but
like.
what I don't want to happen is to win these two games, and then we'll burn out for the final. And listen, these players mentally can't do it on a consistent basis, so we know that they're going to have a fuck up somewhere along the line. And I'd rather them have a fuck up against Watford or Villa than do so well as they have done against Man City and Liverpool. Do so well against Villa and Watford. And then they choose the Chelsea game to have a complete fuck up. I'd rather they have a fuck up, like now or.
Is it not possible that we can win all 3 games? You not think?
Yeah, we can.
It is.
Definitely.
It is, but
probably.
It is, but the probability, knowing how these players perform, knowing that they consistently do it for 4 or 5 games, and then they completely fuck up. So, but listen, I just don't trust the consistency of these players.
Well, I think we won. Have we won? 4, 6? We've won 9 of our last 12 games or something, haven't we? That's pretty consistent.
Yeah, and when they lost to Brentford, after that we saw what happened against City. So and also
the City situation was more so down to the injuries at the beginning of the
exactly. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. We lost to Man City, then we lost to Brighton. I'd rather them fuck up in tonight's game or the game on Sunday, and then really turn it on for the final. I'd rather they do, because listen, let's be honest. If we mess up in either of these 2 games, is it really going to damage our season? Not really. If we mess up in the final, that's it. It alters next season. So I'd rather even just walk through.
I don't think it needs to be a choice. I don't think it needs to be a choice. I think we can win all 3 games.
I'm not saying it needs to be a choice. Knowing the consistency of these players and knowing how they have the capacity to switch off at any given moment, I'd rather them switch off in the either of these 2 games than switch off against Chelsea. Because I tell you something, if you switch off against Chelsea, we're going to get absolutely annihilated.
See, it's not a conditional thing, right? It's for the team to pick it up. They are aware of the importance of the game, not only with respect to a cup win. They know it will help us a lot with respect to the transfer situation as well, right? We are pretty much dependent on that extra European money coming in. So if they are fucking themselves up, they are fucking themselves up, right? They don't deserve to win in Europa next season, right? So we cannot hope for us to fuck up now and then hope that it is in our favor in the Chelsea game. It might not even. We might lose all the 3 games.
And Manchester
City. We might win all 3. That's the other side of it, isn't it? Let's be positive. We've been playing well. So let's say we're going to win all 3 games.
Manchester City, City took it easy. They let go of the Southampton game. They rested their players against Bournemouth, and see what happened to them in the semi-final.
Exactly.
But to be fair to Man City, they're their only interest is in that Champions League quarter-final. Their only interest is that, yes, it is. Their only interest in there. That's where even Pep Guardiola, said that they need to perform better against Real Madrid than they did.
Oh, sorry,
you see that corner there? What a great little corner that was. Ceballos played it to Torreira, and his volley was blocked by the Villa defence. That was a great little corner routine, that.
Yeah. City had more chance of winning the FA Cup this season than what they do in the Champions League, because they've got Real Madrid to play the second leg still. And they got, if they get through, who they got?
Who do they get? Juventus. Didn't they get the winners of Chelsea and
Barcelona?
No, Juventus,
yeah.
And
Juventus ain't no mugs.
Yeah. And the other thing is, Pep doesn't take any cup final as a casual walk in the park exercise.
No, definitely not. No. They wanted to win that FA Cup again. There's no doubt in my mind. We just played better than them on the day. That was it.
Yeah, they did. They don't leave the League Cup title. Why will they leave an FA Cup then?
Yeah. No, I agree. They definitely went to win that, and we were just too good on the day. And hopefully we can repeat that next week.
So I want to ask you guys, right? Do you think that slightly changing the topic? Do you think this Guendouzi Coutinho thing is actually going to happen? Because I've seen a lot of reports.
Possible. Anything's possible.
I've seen a lot of reports that Guendouzi and Coutinho swap deal is all but done. Obviously, it isn't all but done because you never believe it. But if it does happen, would you guys be happy with that? Because obviously, Coutinho is what? How old is he now? He's 27, 28. And obviously, Guendouzi's still a young kid. Would you actually be willing to take that swap deal, or would you rather keep Guendouzi? Because Guendouzi, I think Arteta and Guendouzi, it's like a bad marriage. Do you know what I mean? It's just ending in disaster.
I think Guendouzi, of any manager, is a bad marriage because his whole attitude itself, and as it's been proven since Arteta's come in, his actual attitude isn't what it should be. And I can understand, he's the young man, he's got 20, 21, whatever. But at the end of the day, when you're playing regularly for a club like Arsenal, you behave yourself off.
Yeah.
When you're in the...
Coutinho is what we need anyway, personally.
Yeah, when you're in the limelight...
Get rid of him.
When you're in the limelight of Arsenal, of Premier League football in general, not just Arsenal, you toe the line.
Yeah.
Guendouzi just seems not to toe the line. But as Richard says, Coutinho is someone we could actually turn into a positive. Yeah, he didn't work out at Barcelona, and obviously the loan spell hasn't been great.
Thing is, Coutinho, I think, would perform better in the Premier League because he likes that attacking football. And listen, just because it didn't work out at Bayern and Barca, many good players have gone to Barcelona and actually not cut it. Look at it. They're trying to palm off Titi as well. Barcelona. They're trying to palm off Dembele. Look at all the quality players they're trying to palm off. They're trying to get rid of. So and Barcelona is like a woman. They see something and then they just want it and then drop it. Like when it doesn't work out for them. Do you know what I mean? It's just. They throw money at everything. You know what I mean? It's just
they are trying to get rid of players because they want to reduce their wage bill. They don't have money right now. They got rid of Author because of the same reason. They're trying to get rid of Coutinho because of the same reason, and they think Guendouzi will be a long-term prospect. He's a France international in the making. He's already played a bit for them. So
out of the two players, if we get Coutinho and they get Guendouzi, I think we'll have got the better deal because I know Coutinho is less, has got less shelf life than Guendouzi. But what Coutinho brings is a wealth of experience of winning, whereas Guendouzi is just all mouth. Do you know what I mean at the moment? And he's just, he thinks that he should be bigger than what he is, and the thing is, that's great. That's great if you back it up on the pitch. But to me, I've not seen enough of Guendouzi to say that he warrants that winning attitude. Because let's be honest, right? Guendouzi doesn't back it up on the pitch. If he backed it up on the pitch and was like the best player in the team, you could argue, that, yeah, maybe you've got a bit of an attitude because everybody else is not up your level. A lot of people slagged off Sanchez because Sanchez was with the same attitude as Guendouzi, but at least with Sanchez, he was the far better player in our team. Guendouzi, nowhere near that kind of level.
The only thing Coutinho has been winning in recent times is a place on the bench. And apart from that, he's not really a title winner. The only place he has probably been winning something is Bayern. Even at Barca, he wasn't really playing regularly. Yeah, they win the La Liga title because Real Madrid hasn't been challenging too much for the La Liga. But then again, he's been in and out of the team, both those teams. His contribution at Bayern has still been decent. But the big problem is he's a number 10. We don't need a number 10 anymore. We're not making a team around a number 10.
Also, go back to the Barcelona.
Yeah, but to be fair, Guendouzi,
it doesn't help with Barcelona. Sorry,
Coutinho can play. Coutinho can play, not just as a number 10. I've seen like at Liverpool, he played out wide a few times as well.
He did, but then which player will you drop, Pepe or Saka?
Well, to be honest, if you've got competition, healthy competition is good, and whoever performs, and if Pepe or Saka's not performing and you want to put Coutinho out there, then fair play. You've got to have healthy competition. It's far too long. Why is it right that Arsenal fans seem to think that we can only have one player with one decent player in that position? Why can't we have 2 or 3 decent players in each position? Because then it's healthy competition. It's healthy competition, and it just pushes you as a player. If you've got somebody who's got quality behind you, it pushes you to do even better. I don't like the idea of that. Because we've already got decent players there, we can't have another decent player. Because look at Man City; they've got decent players everywhere, and they've also got decent players who sit on the bench and they interchange. So why can't we do the same? Why do we have to have one decent player and then?
We don't have City's money. Yeah, exactly. We don't have City's money. We don't have City's money, and we got already 5 wingers, you can say.
Yeah, we don't have City's money, but we don't need to have City's money to get decent players. We don't need to. Like, if we're swapping Guendouzi for Coutinho, there you go. You don't need money to do a swap deal. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, you've got to pay their wages.
The wages are phenomenal for Coutinho. It's very high. Small.
Yeah,
but if he brings quality to the team and elevates us up that table, I'm sorry, to be the best team, you're gonna have to outlay some kind of money. I'm sorry, you can't be a good team and not outlay any money. There's always going to be some level of finance that you've got to outlay.
The problem with Arsenal is we are always too focused on the wings. There are a lot of areas that needs much more urgent attention. I don't see wing as an area that we need to supplement now. We need to focus on the midfield, add there. We need to if we can get someone on the defense as well. Right? These are the areas where we need to focus.
Yeah, I get your point. I completely get your point. But if we're looking at shipping out Ozil, and whether you think he'll go or not, is a different aspect, right? And if he's not going to be playing, you're going to need a player of that quality or even better quality than him to fill that position. Because, you look at like if Ceballos gets injured or something, or say we don't keep Ceballos, we're going to need another creative player. And we haven't got no creativity in our midfield. So Coutinho will bring creativity to our midfield. Whether he plays out wing or whether he plays central, he can do both. He can do both. He can play both those positions.
The problem is he does not play this deep, right? And getting Coutinho is not a problem, but we need someone who can play this deep, right? And that is the challenge. They tried it in Barcelona. They tried putting, Coutinho in the same position as Xavi or Iniesta, but it doesn't work for him. He tries to play much forward.
Yeah, but we're not going to play him as a deep lying midfielder. We're not going to play him that. The only reason we're playing as deep, the system, with the players that we're playing is because we haven't got quality. He's going to play as a forward as a forward-thinking player. And we need depth. We need depth, because say if our front three or get injured, who have we got to come in and replace? We haven't got nobody. So we need depth.
Oh, what a
yes,
ball
we
that was
need
from David Luiz.
yes we need defenders, and yes we need defensive midfielders. That's a given. But we also need depth. We need depth in numbers, because our squad, you take a couple of injuries and we're threadbare even with a couple of injuries. So we need depth, strength in depth. And unfortunately we haven't got that at the moment.
Russ Morgan in the chat, he's saying, but plain and simply, we need a talented recruitment team first and foremost. Get that sorted, and then we can actually recruit the players we actually need.
If we do that, then 1 decade will go in that. First getting in the talented recruitment team, then trying to think of which players to get. And with respect to Guendouzi and Coutinho, I think the difference is Guendouzi is on around 100k, Coutinho will be around 250k per week, and we'll be paying an additional 10 million for him. It will be swap plus 10 million. I don't think they will be giving that the preference right now. They want Thomas Partey instead. They want another midfielder. They want a defender probably. John Stones has been linked with Arsenal. So I think they will be focusing on those two deals before they go with
the John Stones situation. No reason we're being linked with John Stones, because who did he play? Who was his assistant manager? Mikel Arteta. He's just running fit. Because it's again in January. It was like
we're not even being linked. I don't think John Stones would be good for us, to be quite honest.
Well, back in January, the media were going, Arsenal going to back then bid for John Stones. We never did. He's not part of our plans. And again, someone that knows him more will be Arteta, and Arteta will know he would not improve our defence. Let's be honest. Yeah, he's good.
Yeah,
he's a ball player.
Yeah, but you see, we don't know, do we? Arteta worked with him. Maybe Arteta rates him. Maybe he's going to buy into Arteta's ideas. Maybe Pep wasn't giving him a good opportunity. We don't know, do we? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we got him, just because obviously Arteta knows him. And if Arteta's targeted him as a player he wants and we get him, then that's a great
if that's the case. If that's the case, it is an Arteta's player that he wants, then fair enough. I'll give him
it'd be a good move, that. Well done, Lacazette.
I think we'll get Coutinho. I think we'll get Coutinho. I really do think it could happen.
I think because Chelsea.
No, I think we could get Coutinho. See, the thing is, Liverpool don't need him. Chelsea don't need him, because actually Chelsea, listen, if they're getting Havertz and Ziyech and then obviously they've got Werner, and listen, I don't see where he'd fit in at Chelsea. But I do think. I do think we could potentially get him, because listen, I think Guendouzi will probably force his way out. Listen, I don't think he will. He'll want to stay. He's probably made that quite clear, and obviously Arteta probably doesn't want to keep him. Yeah, I agree. We should be focusing on the Thomas Partey thing. But if the Coutinho thing did happen, then I wouldn't be dead against it. I wouldn't be like, oh my God, we're getting areas where. We're getting areas where we don't need, and we're not focusing on areas where we do need. Because let's be honest, right here, that we're not going to fix the whole team in one transfer window. I think Arsenal fans are deluded thinking that we're going to fix the whole team in one window. It isn't going to happen. This team needs a lot of work, and you're going to need at least 2, maybe 3 transfer windows to fix this team completely.
I think by now Arsenal fans have accepted that it cannot be done in one window. What obviously a lot of people are asking is, let's try and focus on the first squad first, right? Close down on the first XI and then start building on the depth. The problem is, if we start looking for players who add depth to already doing well positions and still let those deficiencies continue, then it's no improvement on the other windows as well.
Yeah, and with Aubameyang, Lacazette both staying potentially, if both of them are staying, I don't think they will be going for Coutinho. They don't need Coutinho then. We got Saka, we got Martinelli, we got Pepe. So I think they will be focused more on midfield and defense. If
And
someone
like-
was leaving,
I agree with that. Yeah, I think so as well. That's where we need to spend more.
And then saying that, you know, you're saying we got Pepe, but Pepe has been underperforming. So and then do you know what I'm saying? Like, we need somebody who can push him. Because who have we got at the moment to push him? What, Nketiah? Because
Saka is
Saka's completely different side. Different. Saka is the different side, so you can't compare the two. Pepe plays on the right. Saka plays on the left.
Saka will play on the right, Aubameyang left, Lacazette center. That has already been
Saka
successful.
plays on the left. Saka has only played
He
on the right.
He played on the right against Leicester, didn't he? Set up a goal. He played on the right against someone else as well, didn't he?
But his preferred position is left. His preferred position is left.
But as Ainsley McNiles has found out, you don't always get to play your favourite position. And I think
I get that, but even Arteta favours him on the left. Hence why, if a Saka's playing, you can guarantee it. And if Saka's playing wing back, then you know that Aubameyang's going to play. If Saka's playing forward left, you know that Aubameyang's dropping out of that team.
By the way, we have Nelson as well, who played really well against Liverpool. And to be honest, before Saka and all, he was rated as the best academy prospect, right?
And this is what I'm saying to you. Why can't we have more than one good player in each position?
We can, but let's have one good player in each position first.
Let's not. No, let's have. Why can't we get the depth? Why do we have to?
You said, we don't expect Arsenal to change completely in one season.
Exactly, but what happens when all these players get injured? Then we got nothing. If a player gets injured and we got somebody like Coutinho who could come in, then it's pretty decent. Why do we have to?
How things stand now, if any of our central midfielders get injured, even one, we don't have anyone.
And I can tell you now, whether Arsenal fans think that we're going to get a defender in the transfer window, we ain't getting another centre back. I can tell you that now, because we've got Saliba and we've got Mare.
We're losing.
Who scored?
Trezeguet.
No, Trezeguet. He's been scoring.
We've actually started this game well as well. It was a mistake there by Ceballos. I know it wasn't. Hasn't done it yet. It's a corner.
Absolutely wide open.
Oh, it's a shame because we've been playing well, I thought.
That's what happens
for 20 minutes.
That's what happens when you take our best defender out of the team.
Mustafi at some point. It can't just.
Who is it? Was it Kolasinac?
Mustafi.
Mustafi's
not even playing, but okay.
No, I was saying that when you take the best defender out of the team, so I said Mustafi.
Oh, Mustafi. Oh no. I was on about Tierney.
I know.
I was on about Tierney.
I know.
Oh, why are they showing adverts on this feed? I've got adverts on my feed now. Why are they showing adverts?
Oh dear.
I missed it. What happened then? What with the goal?
It was a set piece corner initially, and it's just come in, and we've half cleared it, and it's just fallen to Trezeguet, and he's just lashed it in. And there's no way Martinez would have saved it, even if he could try. He hit it so hard.
Clean sheet.
Actually, that's a good finish. That to be fair.
Cedric did try getting away, but he mistimed it.
He's never. That's an unstoppable shot. That I don't think you can blame anybody there.
No,
the corners fell to him, and he just smashed it in, and it's a good goal. Actually, to be fair to him.
There's Simpy in the chat saying at least we're making the relegation battle more fun.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Well, we've got nothing to play for in this game. You think Villa have got survival to play for?
We've got form and FA Cup final spots to play for. Trophy.
Europa League as well, you can say.
Yeah.
We ain't making Europa League through the league. It ain't happening. And would you rather get to Europa League through the FA Cup, where we just go straight into the group stages, or 7th place, where you got to go for about 90 million qualifiers before you actually get into the tournament proper?
I don't think we're in a position to choose.
No,
I'd rather take the FA Cup, because
if we take all the qualifiers, one, we ain't got the squad to deal with that many level of games, and secondly, it's going to be congested as it is because they're only going to have a month off. Where are you going to fit all the qualifiers in and have a summer break? They ain't going to have no summer break, and eventually we're going to burn out.
The stats has come up on the screen. Points lost, but points lost the most from a winning position. Villa are second with 21 points.
Oh, we're first, aren't we? Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I think we're first.
We've lost loads, haven't we, from winning positions? I'm sure we have.
West Ham, we're third.
Oh, another good little free kick. Oh,
West Ham are 24 points. We've dropped 21. Villa have dropped 21 from winning positions.
I was getting the feeling this is going to be like that 3-2 game that we had. I don't know. Let's see.
Oh, that game!
Maybe you're right.
That 3-2 game was mental. That 3-2 game was mental. I remember that game. I was there at the Emirates that day, and I remember I came out of that game and I was like, we were so fucking lucky to get a win. I'll tell you what, we were so lucky because we could have been humiliated.
I think it was more of hard work and fighting that day.
I thought it was. Maitland-Niles got sent off, didn't he? And then we were 1-0 down. Yeah. And then we were 2-1 down, and we came back with 10 minutes to win. I thought that was excellent. What a game that was! That was unbelievable, wasn't it?
Yeah, I remembered that. When was it? It was September, wasn't it? It was probably
under Emery. Yeah,
it was
probably one of the last games I went to actually. Before obviously everything. Oh no, the last game I went to was West Ham. Back in March.
Yeah, and I think we fought well that day, and Guendouzi was, I think, the man of the match of that game. So I think we can still do it today if this isn't lost yet because Villa is
definitely not.
They're very
Villa aren't particularly good, are they? We've been a better team. They've had one chance and scored, and that's unfortunately we did that to Liverpool, didn't we, last week? But we've been a better team. I still think we can get something from this game. We just need to have a little bit better quality in the final third. Some of our balls into the box haven't been that great.
Grealish has gone down way too easy, by the way, in this match. It's a slight touch, he's sliding to the floor.
Stupid socks he wears, I'm sure it is. He needs to sort that out and all. His hair needs sorting out, his socks need sorting out.
Grealish, yeah.
He never wears those high socks. He wears the short ones.
Did you know they're talking about having fans back in the stadium from October?
Yeah.
Did you guys see that?
I saw it.
Although I have read somewhere that apparently they're going to be doing ballots for who goes into the games, with season ticket holders and that, which is going to be absolutely, I don't know how they're going to do that. Do you know what I mean? That's just...
Well, wouldn't it be interesting if certain other people from other channels don't get picked in the ballot, the random ballot?
Because they're trying to make it so that it's not all season ticket holders going to the games and obviously red members and silver members and I wonder what they'll do with disabled fans as well because
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, probably we'll have to use Twitter and get those kind of fans which Ryan was talking about banned from the Emirates.
Yeah, we should definitely do that.
Apparently, one of them doesn't even have a membership. Apparently, according to Arsenal.
I'm not.
Have they banned him or not? Though, have they actually still banned him from the ground or not?
They can't because he doesn't have a membership.
Apparently, apparently he doesn't. They're saying he doesn't have a membership.
He doesn't. He gets his ticket for other people.
No, but if you commit a crime, if you commit a crime inside the ground, if you make racist comments inside the ground, the club can ban. You can get a football banning order, regardless of whether you're a member or not.
And also, I know that because I know that as well because a lot of the times he would use my spare ticket.
Right. Yeah, but they can still give him a lifetime ban, like Richard said, if they want. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think they should. I don't think he should get a lifetime ban. I don't think he should get a ban at all.
No. I agree. And the thing is, because this person is so well known as well, everyone recognises his face. So it'd be interesting to see what happens. Obviously,
is that not a penalty?
Turning up to the stadium and
Fucking Alcaraz getting thrown all over the place here.
Was that not a penalty there on Lacazette, by the way?
No, it wasn't given, no. Continued.
No, it wasn't given, but should it have been given? Let's have a look.
I've seen him given. That's what I'm saying. Inconsistencies again in this league.
Well, they kind of came. Let's have a look at the replay.
The way Jack is going down, probably they may change his surname to Fernandez after this.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it was a penalty.
Yeah, I can't wait. To be honest, I can't wait to start going back to games again. It's and I've seen a lot of people as well saying on Twitter that the cup final is not going to be the same because we're not going to, fans aren't allowed to be there, and I sort of agree with that. Like,
it's gonna be weird, but
now we should be excited about going to a cup final, having a day out at Wembley, and going to the game and stuff. But you can't now, and I've seen a lot of people going. They're still going to go to Wembley, even though they can't go to the game. And I'm like, it's like, why would you go all that way just to not be able to go to the game?
Tavera needs to calm down. It's been a bit too.
He's given the ball away a couple of times, hasn't he? Yeah. I don't know if that's why he's trying a bit too hard. Yeah, he does need to calm down a bit. He's going to get himself sent off if he don't care.
He's on a booking now, so.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. So
he's got to be careful. You don't get a second yellow.
Yeah, I think changes will be made at half time by the looks of it.
I think Torreira's seeing red, and I think he'll be seeing red if he's not careful.
It could be deja vu. Red card, 3-2, win.
Yeah, we've 1-0 down. I don't want a red card, but if that's going to make us win, it might be worth it. But then wouldn't he get banned for the final then? Because it'd be a 3-game ban, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be out for the final.
Oh no, 2 yellows wouldn't. 2 yellows would be a 1-game ban.
Do you know what? I'd hook him. I'd hook him and bring on Willock or somebody.
Well, Xhaka's on the bench though, so worst case.
No, I wouldn't use Xhaka. I wouldn't use Xhaka because I'll tell you why I wouldn't use Granit Xhaka. Although he's been playing well, it'd just be our luck that he makes a stupid mistake and then he gets himself sent off for the final, and then we're screwed. So I would.
We can't be so scared. We can't be so scared. He can do that against Watford as well, the team that he apparently fears. And he said it.
Exactly.
I would need. I don't know.
If we keep thinking like this, we will never have the big team mentality.
Exactly.
They never want to play any of the players in any game in case they get sent off. You just play your game, don't you? If he comes on and gets sent off, he comes on and gets sent off. But won't.
Under the circumstances, like I'd normally agree with you, Nitesh. Under the circumstances, we've got to start acting like a big team. But listen, I can tell you something now. If we don't get into the Europa League, it is going to damage us. We are going to be so damaged next season.
It'll damage us for a season out, just financially. Going forward, though, in the sense of actual Arteta's plans-wise, it won't damage him in that sense. What he can implement, he's got more time on the training field with the players. It'll just damage us financially. We can't really attract the players he wants for one season.
I mean, I would say if we're not in Europe at all next season, and we don't even sign any players with this squad and with Arteta, we'll finish top 4 next season without Europe to worry about.
No, we ain't. We ain't finishing top 4 with these players.
So you don't think we're better than Chelsea? I think we're much better than Chelsea.
I think we've got better players. I think we've got better players, but Chelsea's
got a better coach.
Chelsea's got players who are more consistent.
We got only
I don't think we'll finish top 4.
Right now, we got a better defense and keeper than Chelsea right now. That's the only thing we have. They have a better midfield. They have a better attack overall.
They have a better midfield. I'd probably agree with that. They've got more depth in midfield. I don't think they've got a better attack. They certainly haven't got a better defense.
No, not the defense. Defense and keeper we have better, but they got a better midfield and attack. Because apart from Aubameyang, Lacazette has been in and out. He's been struggling a bit this season. Pepe has not really done what he's supposed to do. Saka, if you're counting as an attacker, okay, but he's actually been left back and left winger both. And if you see the contribution of Pulisic also coming in, he has been good for Chelsea. Giroud has been okay. Tammy has been playing in parts, but he has good numbers to his name as well. Apart from that, Willian has been good as well. So I think
Pulisic is quality. Pulisic is quality. I know, it's talking about another team's players, but he is one player that is probably dangerous for Chelsea. I'll tell you what, if our defence isn't on it for the final,
I'm just going to say this: Melina or Simpy, who is in the chat, one of my mods, who've got it seems a spammer in the chat. Can you get rid of him, please?
It looks like a Bangladeshi bot.
Either way, yeah. I can't be dealing with that. Film my chat up, no.
Spammers.
I wonder who sent that.
Some guy who loves kids.
Don't.
Really?
You went there. We're live. You went there.
I said love kids. I didn't say anything wrong.
Well, because when we're all grown men and we're talking about a grown man.
The only spam I want to see is out of a tin, not on a chat. Do you know what I mean? Like, Jesus.
Yeah, my brother needs to toe the line. He needs to calm down.
Who's that?
My brother's in the chat and he's trying to wind me up. It ain't working.
Why he's yeah. Imagine getting rid of your brother. Kick him out of the chat. Kick him out.
Hey, well, I'll tell you, Omar. Omar's a mod.
Brendan?
I'm going to say this. Omar's a mod for my channel, and he timed out my brother not knowing who he was on my channel once. So my brother was in the chat. Now, my brother's got a sense of humor, right? And he comes in and he jokes with anybody. But Omar thought he was actually taking the mick, because when you see his chats, they do look like spammers. You know, when you get spammers, you just go, "Oh, you're rubbish, you're crap." But see, my brother does that, as a joke. He's just got he's got a good sense of humor, and Omar timed him out. But it was hilarious.
He knows I wasn't on about him. He knows who I was on about, so he's just doing it again. Bantam.
So he was the one saying Chelsea will win 5-1.
Yeah.
He
does it for a laugh, try and get the reaction. That's all. No malice behind it at all.
Chelsea wouldn't win 5-1 even if Frank Lampard took off his boots and got onto the pitch.
Trust me, Brendan, there's no salty fans in this chat or in this stream.
Let me ask you as well, right?
We're in a cup final, so.
Let me ask you as well, who do you think will be the first manager to get sacked next season?
Next season? Out of which managers? All of them?
Yeah, just out of the whole Premier League, who do you think would be the first manager to go?
I think either Frank or Ollie. Depends, because obviously Frank's now he's spending money on big players.
Yeah, and they're getting quality players as well.
And if he doesn't,
do you know what I think? Either Ollie or Mourinho.
If it doesn't work out straight away, I
think it'll be the manager of the team that wins the championship playoffs and ends up in the bottom 3 after 10 games. They'll sack him, whoever that is, whichever team. I
think it will be either Ollie or Mourinho.
If you're saying about of the top managers, then I think the way Leicester City is playing, and if they lose 2 to 3 players of theirs and they don't get the right signings, Brendan Rodgers probably.
I think Mourinho will be the first one to go. Actually, I think.
The reason I don't agree with that is because Mourinho, when he came in, they lost a few players. They're going to lose more players, so it wouldn't make sense to sack him, because they need to first sign their players, build a team. And for that, they need at least a couple of windows. I don't think they'll have enough money this time.
They ain't gonna, because they've got the problem we had when we moved into our stadium. Is that you're gonna have to get money. You're gonna have to sell a lot of your assets.
Yeah, so probably they'll be selling Harry Kane. They'll be trying to get in a couple of players. So even if their season doesn't go as per plan, even though with Mourinho they're trying to do it, I think they will keep hold of him at least for a couple of seasons. Because
and also they got rid of Pochettino when he had a couple of bad games, and I think Mourinho's done far worse since he's took over than what Poch did. In those couple of games before his sack.
Poch took Tottenham as far as he could, and they were in decline. Mourinho's coming to try to halt that decline. He's going to take him a while to judge how well or not he's done. I don't think Mourinho will get sacked unless they're in the bottom 3.
Pochettino could have took Tottenham a lot further if they'd backed him with money.
They did in a way, but the problem was that he also wanted to leave Spurs. Now he's linked with the Juventus job. Whether he'll take that or not, or whether it happens or not, is a different thing. The problem is when they sacked Pochettino, Daniel Levy went to Pochettino a few months later, asking him that if he could take a pay cut,
Jesus.
if he could take a pay cut on the sacking. So how do you expect them to sack Mourinho and get in a new manager on another
Of course
bumper
not.
deal?
Of course
They
not.
don't have any money.
And they're paying 15
But they should have
you know.
stuck with Poch, because I believe they would have. Like, obviously I'm you know, I don't really care about Tottenham, but in terms of you know, he was a decent manager, and you know, just because they were declining and playing crap in a couple of games, not much has really improved under Mourinho, has it? Do you know what I mean? Not much has.
I mean,
The problem-
they had that little
Yeah.
boost in the first few games, and then literally it's
That's what
like
I'm saying.
watching
That's what,
what
I'm
we're
saying.
watching at Tottenham is like watching what he did at Man United, but a lot quicker.
Yeah, but Tottenham have got
Yeah.
a similar problem to us. They don't really have a strong enough squad, do they?
No.
And
Yeah.
I don't think it matters who the manager is. They're not going to be able to step up a level until they get some better players. A bit like us, really. I mean, oh my God, that was on.
And
But that's
whether
what I'm
they
saying.
say-
Poch wanted those better players. Poch wanted those better players, but he wasn't getting the money. He wasn't getting the finances, and that's, you know, that's if they had given him the finances, then he probably could have took them to that level,
man.
you know. But obviously they sacked him, and
he wanted to go, he was probably getting the United job.
yeah, he
if-
wanted to go because he wasn't getting the finances. But no manager wants to be sacked. Do you know what I mean? Don't look good on your
No, my
CV.
My brother's in the
No,
my brother in the chat. He's saying Steve Bruce because obviously with the impending
That's a good
ownership
point. He's got a
situation.
good point there. Yeah, if their ownership, if the takeover goes through, I think Steve Bruce might not even make the start of next season, will he? Don't know about get
Yeah,
sacked.
because who do they
during the
want?
season.
Who do they want in
Poch.
Newcastle? They want
Newcastle want Poch.
I tell you, what, Poch would be a good fit for Newcastle because they've got a good support. They've got a good.
Then you'll see how good he is when he gets backed.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I actually think, you know, you would have backed Poch. He would have been decent. He would have
No,
been
but the thing
decent.
is, he got Mora, he got defenders, he got more
No, but
players.
he got the squad he produced. He got him to a certain point, but he even said for the last couple of years prior to that, he needed to add players to that
Yeah,
system.
like world class. He needed
needed
although
more
they got
players.
players, they never
And
got world class,
Levy,
did they?
Levy never did it, especially that season. Last season, yeah, he got them to a Champions League, but he literally got that by the skin of his teeth. And he didn't spend a penny in that January window of that season, the summer before the season started. I think the last signing he'd made was at that point was Lucas Moura in the January window, and he got like over a year and a half. They didn't make a single signing at the club until obviously this summer just gone last year within in Dumbele.
Yeah, they got a few good players. That is what I'm saying. Even
But I'm saying apart from that was a year and a half period where he needed players. We could have took him a bit further than what he did, and because he wasn't back, then there was that tension between him and Daniel Levy, and it built and built and built. And yet, even though they did spend big money in the last summer window,
Even Tottenham fans wanted to
It
keep
was,
Poch. They would have rather they kept Poch.
the tension and everything, the fracture between Poch and Daniel Levy was so far apart. Then it was unrepairable, and you saw it in the press conferences. The anger that Poch had, and it boiled over into the training pitch, into the changing room, and onto the pitch. I.e. the results, and he's the one who gets his head taken.
Yeah.
see the thing
That's what I worry about for Arteta is that I hope he gets backed.
I think he will
Because I can see the same thing happening with Arteta taking this team so far, but you know he needs backing, and if he don't get backed, he's got to get back. See, to me, my eyes aren't on Arteta. I mean, my eyes aren't on nobody. Do you know what I mean? I can't see, but my eyes ain't on Arteta. In the window, my eyes are on the board, because I tell you what, this board have got to pull their finger out and give him some money.
See, the thing with this, with Spurs is, apart from selling Christian Eriksen, I think the only main player that they let go of was Trippier. And they have brought in so many players even after they sacked Pochettino. They got Ndombele, they got Liselso, they got Bergwijn, and they have spent money. They even got Sesseon, Ryan Sesseon. So they have spent money, good enough money, even after they sacked Pochettino. The thing was that he wanted.
No disrespect to Sessegnon, but is it Sessegnon from Fulham to Tottenham?
Yeah.
That was a squad player sort of situation. What's name? Poch needed bigger players to take over from what he had as a first team player. Sessegnon wasn't going to come from Fulham straight away and be a first team player.
No, he was a long-term prospect and he was wanted by a lot of big clubs. What I'm trying to say is they didn't sell too many players as well. They only let Christian Eriksen go, who also wanted to leave. The thing was that many of the players wanted to leave. And that was one of the main reasons why he even wanted to leave the club, because he knew that Alderweireld wants to leave, Vertonghen wants to leave. He knew that some of the other players wanted to leave.
Because they wanted to see ambition. And he wasn't getting back to ambitiously. Look at how many good players have left us because they wanted to see ambition from the board. And it's the same with the Tottenham players. Do you know what? I look at Tottenham, right? And they, with the Poch and them not getting players, I look at them and I look at us when we left Highbury to go to the Emirates. The same thing was happening to us with players wanted to see ambition, and you could probably argue that it's still happening to an extent with us. And the same thing happened with Tottenham. You know, we're in very similar situations. I mean, Tottenham's in a worse situation than us because they've just got their stadium. You know, you think we've all but paid off our stadium debts, but the same scenarios are happening because you know they're not seeing ambition, and that's why players like Eriksen left, and you know, Alderweireld wants to leave, that because they're not seeing ambition. And it'll be the same, you know, with Harry Kane. They're gonna end up losing him. I mean,
it's half time now, guys. By the way, so what are your thoughts on the first half? Any changes you think will be made?
Well, you can just tell that we're missing 2 or 3 players who have been playing well and they're not in the team. You can see we're missing them. Obviously, the players that come in aren't quite as good. And
Granit Xhaka, Tierney.
Yeah, we look a little bit unbalanced with the team, really. Nketiah's on the right. He's not really suits in there, I don't think. It just doesn't look like the balance is right. I mean, we could bring the subs on. We could bring Tierney, Xhaka on, but he rested them for a reason, so he needs to still rest them, I think. And maybe, you know, I don't know, maybe make the Niles, maybe out come on Willock or someone like that, I don't know. But I wouldn't make any changes yet. I'd still give it another 10 or 15 minutes. I mean, we've had most of the play, but it's typical, isn't it, of Arsenal? When we're under pressure and we've got to soak it up, we can catch teams on the break and look dangerous. When we've got to attack, we've got no creativity, have we, at all? We haven't really created any chances. We've had a series of corners, and that's it. We've had no shots on target. We've just got no creativity whatsoever in the team at all.
Do you know, I predicted a 1-1 draw in this game on my preview because I said that the players are going to be a bit flat, and they are looking a little bit kind of. I know that there's been changes, but they are looking a little bit flat because of the, you know, you think right, playing against Liverpool, playing against Man City, that would have took a lot out of them mentally. Now I know there's wholesale changes tonight, but this is what I'm saying to you. This is why we need depth, because the players that are coming in aren't good enough to play, and they're not good enough to. We haven't got the squad to rotate and compete.
We've got a few things in the chat. I'll go to this one first on the screen. The Arsenal misfit. I'm not liking Nketiah playing on the right side. He keeps moving into the middle, isolating Cedric, which means we have no one to cross the ball in from the right.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly feel that on the right, Nketiah he doesn't look comfortable there, does he? Anyway, it's not his natural position. Maybe bring Pepe on at some stage, but I don't know. I'd take maybe Lacazette off, put Eddie through the middle, and bring Pepe on maybe if we're going to do anything.
Yeah, my brother's popped up back up with a question for us all. You're trapped in a room with a lion, a cobra, and a Tottenham fan. You have a gun with 2 bullets. What should you do?
Shoot the Tottenham fan and then shoot the cobra.
Shoot the Tottenham fan twice.
And guess what? That's what he said.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah, at least the lion and a cobra's got self-respect.
Melina's response was, feed the Tottenham fan to the lion and the cobra snake.
I like cobras and snakes, so I wouldn't want to
Yeah.
them. I like them.
Oh dear.
Just shoot the Tottenham fan twice.
Actually, what you could do is feed the Tottenham fan to the lion and then shoot the lion and the cobra.
No, keep the cobra. The cobra's all right.
Cobras aren't, yeah. But don't piss off the cobra in the process.
Yeah.
Cobras are cool. Oh dear.
Right. Okay. So that's the first half done.
Oh dear. Where's your hat today? Anyway, your cap.
No, well, it's in the cupboard today.
It's hidden today.
I need to wear it actually because I think we might win if I wear it. Yeah, I might go and get it for the second half. Actually, I think it might bring us lucky if I get it.
Oh, I think we need it, but it looks at it because as I said since Saturday, this game and obviously even though they're Premier League status to fight for, but we've got cup final spots to fight for. So it's keeping that momentum going because one defeat could complete. If we could lose tonight, win just on Sunday, then we've got a week where there's a bit of the players all over the place and I don't know what to do.
I think
I'm all about momentum and keeping consistency going.
I think the team we've seen against Man City is going to be the team we're seeing in the cup final, the exact same team.
Yeah, I would imagine it will be that pretty much. Apart from Mustafi, maybe if he's not fit, then probably Holding will come in.
Yeah. Is there any news on Mustafi? Is he? I suppose it's another couple of weeks, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think we know yet. I mean, he's obviously only got 10 days, 11 days to the final, so
yeah,
he's touch and go. I would say if it's a hamstring, like they said, so it's not looking great, is it? But we'll see what happens. I mean, he might make a quick recovery. He's done it before, hasn't he? He's
who could come in for it? Who could come in for him though?
Well, it'd be Holding, wouldn't it?
Because Kolasinac is Jesus.
Well, the thing is, assuming we're going back to our previous formation from the last few games, going
3-4-3.
It's going to be Rob Holding, Louise, and either Kieran Tierney or
Tierney. What I'd have is Holding, Louise, and Tierney have Suarez, Xhaka, Ceballos, Saka, and then up front Pepe, Laka, and Auba.
Yeah, my brother. Another question from my brother. What's the difference?
Or take Saka out and put Maitland-Niles. Maitland-Niles did a fantastic job against when he come on. So you could probably do that and then save Saka for the bench and then bring him on.
Yeah, another question from my brother. What's the difference between a Tottenham fan and a cup of tea?
Well, I like a cup of tea, so that's one difference.
Tea bag stays in the cup longer.
The tea stays longer in the cup.
Plus, I like tea. So.
Yeah.
So that's another difference.
Oh dear. He must be bored. He's literally meant to be working. He's at work tonight. It's dead. He sent me a photo over at half time, and it's like a ghost town.
Where does he work?
Down the road at Coral at the moment, but he's doing his PT training. So this is literally doing what he's got to do, and then once he's qualified, but going part-time at a local gym, along with what he's doing now, so he's getting more money in.
Because they're not open yet, gyms. They open on
Saturday.
in August. Yeah.
Don't
they open on the 1st of August, I thought they opened.
No,
25th, isn't it?
On Saturday, yeah. I've had an email come through the other day from my...
Oh, the good news as well. My five-a-side is back on the 5th of August. And play five-a-side again. That's mad. First time since March. We can play on the 5th. Well, assuming we can get enough people who want to play. But I definitely want to play. So a few others want to play because it's been a long time. I'm quite looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, make the most of it the way the country's acting.
Anyone knows why Nelson isn't even in the squad?
Injured. Got an injury. Groin injury or something like that. Muscle. I don't know. It's a slight pawnage groin or something. If you go on Arsenal Twitter... Yes, if you go on Arsenal Twitter, not long after they put the lineups out, they put a tweet out that they did a few weeks ago for Pepe, basically saying, he's not made it because he's pulled a muscle injury or something.
Yeah, because this was the perfect game for him to start on the right wing right now, and Eddie's playing there. So I was just going through the
exactly that. Yeah, I think he would have played, wouldn't he, if he was fit, because he's put Eddie there when it's not Eddie's natural position, is it? And you can tell he's struggling a bit there. I would actually take Lacazette off and put Eddie through the middle, let him have a run in his best position just to see what he can do there, really. But we'll see.
Yeah, and Sankalp shared a stat that Kolasinac is the only Arsenal player who had a take-on in the first half. So that tells us that these guys are not ready to play on the wings, not even Aubameyang. And their play isn't that good.
I was thinking they took their foot off the gas, really. Most of them being up with what happened on Saturday, and Arteta's going to tear into him at half time. He would have torn into him by now, I think.
I don't think so. I don't think there will be any kind of too much.
No, but the sort of man he is, the way they performed, he will not be impressed. He will be tearing into him because there's a cup final a week or so away, and he's going to literally be saying, "You're fighting for your spots, and you're not proving you want to be in that final." So, get your head
I was expecting Aubameyang to go mad like Sterling and try to go for that golden boot. But
exactly.
So far, I don't think there hasn't been any indication to show that. And I don't know, can he score anything in the second half? Probably.
Yeah, I think he could. I mean, we're not creating much, are we? That's the problem. I mean, we haven't had one shot on target. That's a bit of a concern, but
it's like they took the foot. As I said, it's like certain players that played at the weekend, and along with the changes, they took their foot off the gas. They sort of hung over or something. And again, going from the drinks break in the first half, Arteta isn't impressed. He's demanding more.
Yeah. Well, he always will, won't he? Because he's that type of manager, isn't he? He's got high standards, and he doesn't want anybody to drop below that ever. Which you can understand. But at the end of the day, he's rested players for this game because they're tired and whatever. And he's hoped that these other players are going to come in and step up. And I wouldn't say they haven't done that. I just don't know if they're good enough to do it. That's the problem, I think, isn't it? Mm-hmm. But I still think we can get something out of this game. But it's not, Aston Villa aren't that good, are they? They're working hard and they're giving everything because they have to. But I don't think they've got that much quality apart from Grealish. And I think if we step up slightly, if we give another 10% extra than what we have, I think we can get a result here because Villa aren't that great, are they? Even if it's a draw, I think we'll get something.
Actually, this guy called Trezeguet is a bit underrated as well. He's also a good player, decent striker. The guy who scored Trezeguet.
Oh, Trezeguet. Yeah, that was a good goal, that wasn't it? To be fair, he took it well. I mean, I suppose he's all right, isn't he? Yeah, okay.
They're just showing the as it stands table for the obviously relegation, and on goal difference, Villa as it stands are out of the relegation zone.
Yeah, they're out the bottom three. Yeah, so that's their motivation for the second half, isn't it?
Xhaka's coming on.
Is he? Who for Pereira?
So Daniel, he's coming on.
Yeah, for Lucas Torreira.
Jesus Christ.
Daniel will spend the next 45 minutes thinking if he gets sent off or not.
Yeah, no, I'm going to be sat there the next 45 minutes. So he's going to get sent off or injured.
The thing is, even if he didn't get injured sent off or injured in this one, it could happen in the next game. So he's got to play it sometime.
Exactly. So I'm going to be worrying in that game too, and I'm going to be worrying in the final because knowing the final, he'll probably come on and get injured in the first 10 minutes. And
oh, dear, that
See, that is the problem. That is the problem. We didn't go into the Baku final thinking all the time that Ramsey's injured. I hope the players also didn't.
No, we went into the Baku final. We went into the Baku final and just rolled over, and Chelsea.
We'll say that the first half.
We let Giroud embarrass us, and I tell you, Giroud was laughing at us because we let him go.
Why is no one worried about Aubameyang getting injured before the final?
Exactly, that's what I'm talking. More concerned about
entire team can get
goal
injured.
threat, defensive goal threat, the one that scores the goals for us.
Because Aubameyang. When was the last time Aubameyang was injured?
That's if.
Don't jinx it.
No, but it can happen at any point of time.
Don't ever say that because it happens. Arsenal fans say
Anyone
that.
can get injured. Every player is just one tackle away, aren't they? Every single player. You just
anyway, Aubameyang's off at the end of the season. Anyway, he's off. I don't think he's going to sign.
Oh,
as long as he scores a winner in the final, I don't care what he does after that.
I don't think he's going to sign. If he was going to sign, he would have done it by now.
I think they are doing.
I think he would. I think with Aubameyang, the whole contract situation, I think that would have been dealt with by now if we had had the COVID pandemic globally.
Yeah.
Why didn't they start to do it? If they'd done Martinelli's and Saka's, why didn't they do Aubameyang's at the same time?
Yeah, because
I said it
Aubameyang being a bigger player and his club captain at the moment and more wages, you're then trying to.
He ain't going to sign. He isn't going to sign. I can tell you that now.
He's currently on higher wages than Saka and Martinelli combined. So then you're saying in a pandemic when you're telling players to take a wage cut anyway and trying to offer him an incentive going down the line.
He isn't going to sign. If he signs, I'll be shocked and
singing.
I'll be glad.
I was thinking. No, but I think he's signed because there isn't a club that actually can really get him. And if we hear what he has been saying, his dream club is Real Madrid. So I don't think he's going to Barca. Barca is the only club that wants him right now.
Yeah. Again, going to Barcelona, you've got Messi and Suarez. It doesn't fit his style of play anyway. So
Real Madrid haven't come in for him yet, but they could do. I'll tell you, I bet if they ship out Gareth Bale or somebody like that.
Again, being honest,
Bale's agent said he's staying. He's staying.
Well, of course, he's going to say that because he doesn't want to. But you look at Bale's body language in the trophy in a trophy presentation the other day, and things like that.
Yeah.
That speaks more volumes than what an agent says to me. In response to Stephen from Facebook, by the way, it's 1-0 Aston Villa. I've got the score going across the screen as well. Whenever a goal does go in, I will be updating what's going across the screen at the moment. But yeah, it's currently 1-0 Villa.
Yeah.
Trezeguet scored.
Listen, guys, I'm going to have to jump off because I've got a few things to do whilst
watching the
second half. But listen, apologies I was late, and thanks for having me on for the first half.
Yeah, no problem, Daniel. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, no worries. And is it all right just to give my channel a shout out before?
Yeah, go on, yeah.
So yeah, guys, you can find me at the Blind Gooner on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. But yeah, listen, thanks for having me on, Ryan. And apologies, it was such a flying visit, but I've just got a couple of things to do before after the game. But yeah, thanks for having me on. It's been a pleasure as always.
Yeah, no worries.
If Granit Xhaka now gets sent off, they know where to find you.
Exactly.
Yeah, they do. If Granit Xhaka gets sent off, then I'm going to put my head in the oven.
Or injured.
Yeah, if he gets sent off or injured, I'm going to put my head in the oven, so you won't not see me on any more streams. But yeah, listen, take care, guys.
Yeah, mate. Take it easy. Take it easy.
Kolasinac is playing some good football. He's actually dribbling around in the opposition box.
Because he's not playing centre back, is he? I think that's why. He feels a little bit more relaxed. Oh, that's a good ball from Xhaka, actually. It was unlucky.
Yeah.
He anyways can't defend.
No, he can't defend. As long as he's going forward, he's all right, isn't he?
Yeah, he's like the bulky Marcos Alonso of our team.
That's true, actually. Yeah, he is a bit. I think we started the second half a little bit better, actually. We look a little bit more threatening, don't we? We've got into the box a couple of times. Good link up there, actually, wasn't it, with Ceballos and Kolasinac.
Saka wasted a very good opportunity. I don't know. What time are you on? I'm on 50 minutes, 50-30.
I'm on 50:07.
Yeah, same.
I'm on 50:37.
Yeah, so you'll see probably that Saka chance now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, over the bar. He had a bit more time, didn't he?
Yeah, he had time.
He rushed it a little bit, didn't he, there? He had a bit more time to take a touch. Maybe he could have brought that down, couldn't he? It was a good ball, actually. Was that Suarez, isn't it? Put the cross in. It's a decent cross, that, you know. Oh, he was leaning back and everything on his weaker foot as well.
He didn't take a touch. He could have took a touch as well.
Yeah, he should have brought it down and then he could have switched onto his left foot and put it in the far corner. But it's easy for us to say that's it here.
I think the thing is, we do if we can test Pepe Reina, we know goals will go in. So
yeah, exactly. He's a weak link for them, isn't he? So we just need we haven't had a shot on target yet. That's the problem. That's why we've not scored.
Yeah. Exactly.
But we started a little bit more lively second half. I think we seem a little bit. I think Arteta's got into him at half time, and said that's not acceptable. That first half, we just lacked a lot of intensity, didn't we? And we seem to have come out a little bit stronger. So let's hope we can.
I think
carry.
I think Villa is not trying to overexert right now. They are trying to save energy because they feel that right now we are not going to.
Of course, they're 1-0 up. Sorry to interrupt, but they're 1-0 up, fighting for their lives. Currently outside, as it stands, outside the relegation zone. So they're going to literally do what they can and set up two rows of four and try and defend this lead.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is they are not.
But all they've got to do now is to stop us scoring for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And they're not trying to close. They're not trying too much to close the ball down. They are trying to wait for us to come to them, carry the ball around, run around a lot, and spend our energy. And probably they will try to use that energy towards the last 20-30 minutes.
We're now defending a free kick, by the way, so this could be interesting.
Yeah, David Luiz I say he gave away a free kick. I thought he was like unlucky there. He kind of got the ball, didn't he? But Grealish likes falling over, doesn't he?
Yeah, Jonathan, the Liverpool fan in the chat, was saying that earlier. Did it against them? He literally gets a touch and he goes to the ground so easily. Yeah,
he does. He's a bit of a fan, isn't he? He needs to sort his life out.
Yeah, I said it. Jack Fernandez now. That's what I would call him.
Yeah,
he's probably going to United as well. He's probably going to United as well. So two divers in the same team. Then
then they'll get another 40 penalties next season, then, won't they? With Grealish as well.
Sounds about like with Man United diving and all that.
Yeah.
Grew up with it for fucking how many years?
Did you guys see that challenge which Kovacic tried to tackle him, but there was no contact of the foot, and he
rolled around like he'd been shot, didn't he?
Yeah, being sniped. Yeah.
That was terrible. That.
But that's okay. Because it's Bruno.
He never even touched him, did he?
He should have clearly been.
Oh, yeah. Mac, I should have played it off. Come on. We're sort of pushing them now. We're posing more of a threat in the second half so far, touchwood.
Yeah. We look a lot more dangerous. We look a lot more up for it. We look a lot more kind of switched on. In the first half, we were a bit lackadaisical. Nketiah has done well.
Yeah,
that was a good ball. Mind you, he had no one to lay off to, did he? Aubameyang there.
Yeah.
Well,
if that was probably Lacazette, he would have scored.
Come on, get it, go. Oh, it's a crap corner. Come on.
Bad corner.
Yeah, we're looking a lot more threatening, actually. There's a good ball from Nketiah. I know it.
Yeah, and again, this is.
You can see why Aubameyang tried a shot there on a turn. If it gets through that defender, it might well go in.
What's going on now?
Unfortunate there, actually. But anyway.
The ref stopped the play for some reason.
What happened?
I have no idea. He's literally, we had the ball in the middle of the park and he just stopped the play. So I don't know what the hell is going on.
Someone been injured? I haven't seen anything yet.
No, they've got a free kick somehow, like 40 seconds later.
Oh, yeah.
Offside.
He's given them a free kick. No, it can't be offside. He's given them a free kick when we had the ball in our half.
That's what I'm saying. He gave him a free kick
It
deep
must
in
have
there.
been a late foul. He must have given it for a foul in one of their players. I don't know.
I'm saying it was a very late call though, because it's like 30, 40 seconds later. And we're getting the ball back to go back into the attack.
And it's not like it could have been an advantage played because we had the ball, well, not them. So a bit strange there. But anyway, I don't know what's going on with that. But anyway.
No idea what that was about.
But David Grealish again just stood on his feet for a change.
Yeah. David Luiz is today playing like Guendouzi. He looks distracted from all the wrong things he's not supposed to be distracted by.
Oh. Lucky.
Corner.
In a corner now. 5th corner they've had. Defended well so far. Set it back in. That was poor defending, but shot blocked.
They've got another corner coming, don't they?
I think it was Holding who might have blocked that.
Oh, come on, guys.
Yeah, it was Holding that blocked it, yeah.
This is where I want Arteta to make quick changes. Now he should be making one change at least right now. Because up front at least he needs Pepe. He should probably be bringing on Pepe right now. The team has the momentum. We are attacking the opposition. Now we need one more goal scorer. Eddie can help in the creativity, but he's not going to score goals. The more he delays
he won't while he's out on the right. I think they should take Lacazette off, put Eddie through the middle and get Pepe on the right. That might be a better option, maybe. I think Eddie's done all right. He's worked hard. He's not comfortable in that position, is he? I don't think that's his problem. I'd like him to have a little run through the middle because I think he can give us a little bit more directness than Lacazette because Lacazette likes coming deep, doesn't he? And whereas Eddie will get on the end of stuff in the box.
That is the thing. If Aubameyang is playing center, like right now, it was Aubameyang who got that shot on his left foot. If probably that would have been Lacazette, he could have scored or taken a better shot.
But Lacazette's not there to do it, is he? That's the problem, isn't it? He's not there, is he? He's never there.
He's actually playing deep. He's playing deep again. That is the
problem.
Yeah, he's playing deep, yeah.
But the thing is, if you see even Eddie, when he created that pass for the Aubameyang shot, even he had gone deep. So Aubameyang was the only striker playing.
Yeah. He does that a lot though, doesn't he? Lacazette drops deep and Aubameyang fills in the space behind him, and that's how he gets a lot of his goals.
Yeah. Now Lacazette is playing on the right and he's putting in the crosses.
Yeah, he is, yeah. And Eddie through the middle. See, that's probably not a bad little tactic, that. Cedric's had a decent game, hasn't he, I think?
Pepe and Tini are about to come on, by the way.
Tini coming on, yeah. So Arteta is not letting it go. That's a good thing, at least.
Yeah, and this is what I'm saying.
Yeah, he was never doing it, was he?
That's what I'm saying.
Lacazette on the right and cross again.
He tries something new tonight, starting 11. Richard, are you tagged in the same bloody thing that I'm tagged in on Twitter?
I don't know.
Because my phone isn't stopping either. Kick-off kick. Because every time your phone goes, I think that I'll get notifications on my phone.
It's my phone.
Oh, okay.
The WhatsApp can't do anything about it. That is the problem. But what I was trying to say is he should have David Luiz is going on. I think David Luiz is going off and Saka is going off.
Saka and Luiz, yeah. So Tini's going to be centre back, we're assuming then, or Kolasinac. And Pepe on the wing somewhere.
I think Kolasinac will not be centre back because he can't defend. unless he wants to. Yeah, unless he thinks that Villa won't attack at all and we can go all guns blazing. I think both these games anyway, Cedric is going to start because of the fact that he's not going to be in the final. So I think there is no doubt, unless Cedric is having some fitness issues or any issues, he's going to start both games.
Lacazette's been booked now.
You know, I agree with Suarez. Yeah, I think he probably will start both games. Yeah, he's done all right tonight, though. I think he's had a good game. Everybody's favourite player, Pepe. Yeah, let's hope he scores 2 goals. Yeah, that'd be nice. He might become more of a favourite then.
Again, Grealish falls to the floor, and Lacazette's been booked.
It wasn't a yellow. It was like the first foul that he did, and wasn't even.
But it wasn't even a booking offence either. It was a turn on the ball. But yeah, again, Grealish gets contact. Oh, he touched me. I must go down.
No, I'm not saying that it wasn't a foul, but not a yellow card. Definitely not.
No, it's not a yellow card, that is it? No, that was a ridiculous yellow card. But anyway, never mind. You don't want to get a second one now, though, does he?
Let's not forget, this is the referee, the Gormless ref that sent off Eddie the other week. So.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah,
no,
Chris Cabana.
I'm not. I don't have any argument on the red card. That was a red card. But then, yeah, you can always argue that others were red too. They didn't give those.
So I was saying, what a coincidence. He referees a game 2 games after the controversy, an Arsenal game. And literally, again, our players getting thrown in the end. It's game nothing. Their players get a slight touch and we're getting booked.
Yeah, I must admit, they haven't had one booking yet, have they?
Don't think so.
Eddie must have his heart in his mouth right now. He went in for a challenge and he must be thinking, will I get sent off again?
Exactly. I'll be back in a minute, guys. One sec.
But how
Cedric again? He's got 4. Well, the cross wasn't bad either.
How did this referee end up coming to Arsenal games twice in like a month?
God knows.
He's not been bad today, but what I'm trying to say is, don't they have any more referees? And Grealish went down again. No, that wasn't Grealish. Sorry, that was someone else.
10 minutes.
I mean, I think we're playing a bit better second half, aren't we? But it's still not great, is it? We're not creating anything, really, are we?
Saka has been ineffective in the second half. I would bring in Niles now. It's high time.
For who?
Need more energy.
Yeah, Kolasinac, yeah. Yeah, I'll see that. Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad sub to make, actually.
Either Kolasinac or for Saka, because another run. Score, come on. At least bad pass. What a waste of a chance.
Saka's gone off already, hasn't he?
Oh yeah, Saka went off, sorry. So Kolasinac could go off for Niles.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad sub, actually, for Maitland Niles here. We haven't really got a lot more forward players on, apart from Willock, maybe. Willock, oh, that's a good ball. Aubameyang's in, is he? Cross it! Oh, why didn't you cross it to Eddie a bit earlier?
Eddie also made the error. He didn't stand his position. He ran towards the ball. So when he played the pass to him, he was already in a wrong position.
Oh, that was an opportunity, that, wasn't it? That was how he scored the other day, wasn't it? From that sort of position. He was a bit wider there, though. But he should have just given it to Eddie earlier. Oh.
He could have hit it himself.
Well, yeah, he could have maybe gone himself. Yeah, one or the other. He just didn't do either, did he?
Yeah, the angle was too wide for his left foot. It's not, his shot is not that powerful from there. And it would have actually been a very free chance for Eddie to score if he didn't run towards Aubameyang. He could have scored that chance. But he ran.
Yeah, pulled him out. Yeah, he should have done. Yeah.
So I think Kolasinac is playing at the back in the defense, and Tierney is playing forward. He's playing.
Yeah, Tierney's playing sort of left, isn't he? Kolasinac is the other centre back.
We need his crosses, I think.
The problem with that is the crosses. Eddie won't get too many crosses. So if someone has to be at the center to get to those crosses, I think it has to be Lacazette.
Come on, Pepe, do something good for a change. Oh, Pepe.
The switch of play is really good.
Nitish has his vibrator on.
Nitish, Mike, I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Barely.
What?
No, I didn't do anything with this. It is as it was.
It came and went.
Now can you hear me?
Give it to Pepe. Go on, Pepe. Have a run at him. Run past him. Oh, you got to cut back inside all the time. Oh, he's won a free kick though.
It's like his pace has gone away.
I don't know what he's doing. Why didn't he just do that? He just ran into him. Oh my God, he does my head in.
The problem there is that
Can't hear you.
Your volume is too low, Nitish.
All we can hear is his phone. We can't hear him, just his phone.
Yeah, exactly. Driving me mad.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was saying the problem is every defender knows that Pepe will only cut in one direction, which is on his left foot towards the inside. If he had that other option, he would be a much more threat.
Yeah.
Much more bigger threat.
Because Saka's done that. When he played there a couple of games, he went out around the outside as well, didn't he? You know, when he scored against Wolves there, he set up a goal against Leicester, went past the player and crossed with his right foot. And Pepe just won't ever do that, will he?
Yeah, that is why I have my doubts whether he can actually do much in the Premier League until he changes that.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. Yeah.
He needs that pace to go past the defender. He doesn't use his pace, or maybe he doesn't have any.
Well, no, he can't use it because he has to cut back inside, doesn't he? Because he can't use his right foot.
It's wasteful in itself.
Again, a aerial ball for Aubameyang. He can't do much with that.
Yeah. Pepe again comes inside. Suarez is there. We play some good football at times. We just lack a final ball.
The problem is both Suarez and Tierney will play in the crosses, and most of those crosses will be long crosses because Villa have a lot of players at the back. So the only one who can actually head the ball probably best is Lacazette, and he can also try to compete against these defenders. I don't think Aubameyang can actually score a headed goal. It would be rare. Eddie also will get out-muscled. The problem now is that Lacazette isn't in the box. He's outside the box. He's trying to create from behind. The people who are ending up in the box are either Eddie or Aubameyang. So this tactic, they need to change a bit. They need to play grounded passes and quick crosses across the box. Because that is where Aubameyang or Eddie can score.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, they've got to drill it across the box. Yeah, but we're not making the right choice in the final third. It's too easy for them to defend. So we've not had a shot on target yet. 68 minutes. We've not had one shot on target. It's not.
They're a lot more attacking, but they've lacked no threat in the final third.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we've just not created anything at all, have we? Really, not a clear-cut chance yet.
And as we've said, with Aubameyang going for the golden boot so close, you'd think he'd be up for it, like really raring to try and get his goal as well.
Yeah, but Aubameyang 9 times out of 10 needs chances created for him. He doesn't tend to get many goals off his own back, does he? You know, he needs someone to supply him, and he's not been getting that, has he, at all? He's had one opportunity. It wasn't really even an opportunity properly, was it? It was a half chance, if anything, and that's all he's had. he's not going to score goals like that, is he? He needs now. Tierney's on. We maybe might create something more. I don't know. We'll have to see. But
yeah, or the other option is we should keep the ball. We should try to run around or dribble around their area, the penalty area, and probably get in fouls. We can probably try to score from free kicks and set pieces if you're not able to create direct play.
Maybe, yeah, that might be an option.
Would that be? Oh yeah, it's a booking
Come on,
for
this
Villa.
should be a yellow card.
Yeah. A booking for Villa. Woohoo!
He gets booked in every game. Douglas Luiz. Someone had him in their FPL team. I was wondering why they even have him. He's the Granit Xhaka of Aston Villa. Mandatory yellow card.
Granit Xhaka's not been booked that often this season, is he? I don't think.
He did before the pandemic. He was booked almost every game.
Hey, he used to be, yeah. Yeah, Douglas Luiz booked, yeah.
Minutes to go, guys. Doesn't look we're going to get back into this.
It doesn't, but there's still plenty of time. That's the good thing, isn't it? It's not like there's 10 minutes left. We've still got 20 minutes plus stoppage time. You know, I think we're not going to go the full game without having a shot on target, are we? We're not Tottenham.
Touch wood.
We will have a shot on target, a couple, and hopefully
how's that not out? Seriously.
We have slowed down the pace a bit. Now we have slowed down the pace a bit and are trying to keep it towards their end. He gave a goal kick.
No,
he didn't give the foul for us.
Yeah, goal kick.
Gave goal kick.
Of course he did.
It
was a goal kick, to be honest, but still.
Yeah. I did see it the first time. I thought it was a corner, but now...
Kolasinac has had a good game, you know. Kolasinac has played well, I think.
It's just, as you said, the balance wasn't right in the first half, and it's just, you had to make changes, and obviously Xhaka being the first of.
Yeah, I mean, I think we needed to make changes, and I think second half we've looked better. We still haven't. Yeah. So we haven't created anything. That's what's frustrating me a little bit. But anyway.
Yeah. And
they're making 2 subs Villa now, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Troy Deeney will probably go online today and say that Arsenal let Villa win. If they win.
Hey, so sack your manager 2 days before, or 2 games before, sorry, the end of the season.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. They deserve to go down after that, don't they, Watford?
Well, exactly, and also, what are the owners thinking? 2 games, you're on a relegation scrap. Well, we know, we'll sack our head coach. Who's got
something's happened, though, isn't it? Something's happened behind the scenes there, whatever it is, I don't know, but something's gone on. You wouldn't sack your manager when they was on the verge of staying up with 2 games left.
I mean,
when you think they were miles adrift at the bottom when he took over as well.
If he'd been in charge today, they don't get battered the way they did. There's nothing about them today.
No, probably not. They've gone back to where they were at the start of the season. That's why I think we'll beat them on Sunday quite easily, because like you said, they're more like they were at the start of the season now, when they were getting battered every week. So the CMO thought if they get relegated, I won't feel sorry for them. As much as I've always liked Watford, I won't feel sorry for them, because you can't sack your manager like that. Whatever's happened.
As you said before, it makes it easier for the likes of us to go in and nick some of their players.
Well, hopefully, yeah, Decore in particular. What's up to that De La Feu as well? I don't think he's been playing, has he? Is he injured?
He's injured. Injured.
Because he's quite a decent little player, isn't he?
When he's ticking.
And he's Spanish.
He's Spanish, yeah.
He's got a little bit of quality, hasn't he? Yeah, Arteta might fancy him. I don't know. He could be quite a useful little player.
That is why I don't understand why Arsenal fans are so obsessed with getting Coutinho when there are so many options.
Yeah, better options than him, I think, for what we need. But anyway,
I think it's more so down to the name Coutinho.
Yeah.
He hasn't really won anything.
No, when I say the name, I say when I say that, I mean, like, obviously he played in Premier League with Liverpool, gone to Barcelona. He's Brazilian, part of the Brazilian squad. And
I see what you mean.
Especially the younger fans will think, "Oh, Coutinho wants to come to us. We'll take him."
You think about it, Liverpool have improved since he went. That tells you something.
No.
We survived. 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 Imagine beating Manchester City 2-0 and losing to Aston Villa 2-0.
Oh, don't. You'd have to Chelsea fans, and again, the Chelsea fans already, as soon as they got through, it's going to be Baku 2.0 Revenge 2017 again. Way. They're already writing us off. I'm like, go on in. We're not going to write you off, but we are going to write you off. Go on in. Be my
Should have
guest.
scored then, shouldn't he? The Villa sub there who's just come on. He should have scored, shouldn't he? Grealish put him in. I mean, Holding, what is Holding doing there? Wrong side of him and everything. And it was a terrible finish, actually. He should score, shouldn't he? Just come on, Davis, is it? Yeah. Should have scored that.
Russ Morgan in the chat saying, didn't Pearson lump the left back or something?
Well, they're sort of denying it, aren't they? I don't know. He wouldn't surprise me because hasn't he done stuff like that before, Pearson?
I think there's rumours for that Leicester, yeah. The whole reason why he left at Leicester or something. I don't know.
I'm sure something similar happened before. Whether it's just a rumour because of that, I don't know, or whether it's true, I'm not sure. But I think something's happened. It just doesn't make sense otherwise.
Mm.
But we'll see. Sarr as well. Mark's put there. Yeah, Sarr. Yeah, he's got better, hasn't he? That is Marla Sarr.
Yeah.
And I'd say he's more direct than Pepe. Everybody's more direct than Pepe. So, yeah.
Yeah. And Daniel was saying that we won't be signing any centre backs. Aren't we linked to the other Sarr? Anyways.
Oh, from what's that from France? Yeah.
Yeah, there's another Sarr, isn't there? Who's a centre back, or is he left back?
Nice, I think he plays for. Yeah.
Is he left back? Is he a left back though? Isn't he? Is he left back or is he?
No idea.
Right, come on, Pepe. Put a good corner in, son. Come on, do something good for a change.
It hit the post, and it came to Rena.
Oh, that was unlucky. Who did that? Was it Holding?
Eddie.
Oh, Eddie, yeah. Oh, that could have gone anywhere. It's gone straight to the keeper. If Villa stay up, it's because of that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because we were bad.
Just typical, isn't it?
And then he drops it as well.
He jumped over Minks. He got the header.
Oh, that is so unlucky, isn't it? You know, you're kissing the ball, mate. Jesus.
Literally, how lucky can you get?
Yeah.
Oh, Martinez Dave.
I think that sort of sums up their night now.
No, I don't blame today on luck. That was our first shot on target, probably.
Well, it wasn't on target, was it?
It's not even on target.
It's the nearest we've come to being on target. Oh, a good save there from Martinez.
Yeah.
So if it hits the post and the keeper catches it, that won't even be counted as target.
I have no idea in this Premier League. I don't know.
No, it's off target, isn't it? Because it's not. The target is if it's in between. It's if it was going in and it's not. It stops itself from going in. Either someone saves it or it's blocked. If it is the post, it's off target, isn't it? I think. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder because they come up and say some teams had 20 shots, and you think, well, I'm sure they only had about 7. So I don't know how it works. I think clearances from the halfway line count as shots sometimes.
Willock coming on, Willock, and who went off? Someone went off. I think Kolasinac went off. Who went off?
Suddenly I'm behind. I'm on 70.
Cedric went off. Cedric off.
I'm on 77-36 now.
I am on 78-38.
I'm on 78-19.
30 seconds ahead now. Fucking. When he had that corner initially before the hit the woodwork, the phone froze for something like it's like buffering, and I'm now behind.
Yeah, because you were actually like on the same minute.
Yeah, literally did a T, same as you. Yeah.
Right, come on, big last 10 minutes, guys. Come on, let's get a goal or 2.
Brownie was talking about us being on cloud 9 against City, but this game we were always a bit dicey. What is going to happen? But we still.
Yeah, I mean, we've got to keep ourselves remembering that in the overall scheme of things, this game isn't as important, is it? But we don't want to lose because you lose your momentum, don't you? I'll take a draw now. Actually, I'll take a draw, and I'll be reasonably happy with a draw.
Kolasinac, yellow card.
And I think that's what good teams do, don't they? Good teams will get a draw when maybe it hasn't quite been their night or whatever it is. They'll end up getting some sort of result. And I think that's what we need to do. And it was going to be tough luck on Villa. We might end up going down, but that's tough, isn't it?
Yeah, and I didn't want them to anyways let go of this game or the last one, because it shows that we don't have the squad. We don't need to send that message out. Even if we don't actually have it, we don't need to send that message out anyways to Chelsea.
I don't know what, because then they get overconfident that they already are. Keep going, catch them off guard, like we did in 2017. Because again, they didn't rate us. Again, there's absolutely no chance they vote us. Even the fans themselves are like, "We're going to batter you."
Remember 2017, right?
What happened?
In 2017 was we were chasing the top four because we were sort of just outside, and we had a really good finish to the season in the league. We won maybe 4 or 5 in a row, didn't we? At the end, we had momentum going into the final, and I think that's why we won. So that's why it's important that we try and keep the momentum going now.
That's what I was going to say earlier today.
Yeah. That's what we had before. In 2017, we had good momentum. We won a lot of games at the end of the season, and it's going to be tough to win this now with 10 minutes left. But if we can get a draw, then that wouldn't be a disaster.
And guys, still keep the relegation race going and excited. It makes the 3 teams that are still mathematically there have something to fight for.
Yeah.
There's 2 of the 3 have got to go. That's it. Everyone else above them 3 are mathematically safe now.
Yeah. So it's Watford, it's Bournemouth, Watford, and Villa, isn't it?
Yeah.
2 of them. Bournemouth will probably be down.
We've seen who they've got the weekend, yeah.
Anything
Bournemouth
can happen.
Play Everton, don't they?
Everton away,
if Bournemouth beats Everton, it could still be a different game. If if Watford and Villa both lose and Bournemouth win, Bournemouth stay up, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to be a crazy.
But it's also a goal difference as well. That could be a massive.
They're all level, aren't they? They're all roughly level now, aren't they? Goal difference.
If goal difference is the same, it then goes down to goals scored for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, Villa must be +1 right now, because Watford lost 4-0, so I think Villa must be +1.
And it was level. No, was it level? I think they're 1 off now. I think they're level now.
Watford were 3 goals ahead, weren't they, before tonight?
Yeah.
So I think Villa must be a goal ahead of them now. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think Bournemouth are the same as Watford, aren't they? Goal difference, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll be an exciting last day, won't it? It'll be an exciting last day for them lot. And obviously, we were involved because we played Watford, so.
Oh, dear.
Imagine all 3 lose and it comes down to goal difference at the end.
Oh, Jesus Christ. They should all go down in that case.
Yeah, but Bournemouth are 3 points behind, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so, yeah.
So if Bournemouth lose, they're definitely down anyway. Or draw even. Bournemouth has to win to have any chance.
And then hope results go their way.
And then if it's looking like this, Aston Villa and Watford, it's going to be the goal difference is going to be between them. And if they both win or they both lose, it's going to be who loses by the most goal. We could send Watford down by beating them 5-0. Wouldn't that be funny?
With Graham Stack as their co-manager.
Well, yeah, madness. What's going on?
I think this is one of our first free kicks in their half, but that too we got it so far away from the box.
Oh,
this is what I wanted to see near their box. We haven't. If you see the entire game, we haven't gotten too many free kicks near their box. No shots, no direct shots. Again, another free kick wasted.
Come on, let's just get a goal. That'd be funny. I think Kolasinac has played well tonight, actually. I'm going to give him that. He's had a good game.
Have we got one more sub left?
Yeah, we've got one more,
Yeah.
I don't know who he's going to bring on, though, really. There's no one left to come on apart from Maitland-Niles or Bellerin. And that's not really attacking sub,
Kolasinac has been good because he's not been tested defensively.
Yeah.
They haven't really attacked us.
No, I agree with that, yeah. But he's had a good game, so he deserves a bit of credit for that.
They just scored that goal and they were happy just keeping that 1-0 lead. That's it.
Yeah.
Well,
But that's
what I'm
understandable in
saying.
their position, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? If we needed to win to win the league, we'd try and settle for 1-0 and hang on, wouldn't we?
Apparently Van Gerwen's lost in the darts, apparently. For anyone that's interested.
Not really.
There's literally my Sky Sports app. Is that Van Gerwen's lost? He's out. Like, whatever.
I am feeling bad for Cheddars. He loses £100.
Oh, well. Liverpool fan. You're winning. You're to the title tomorrow.
Oh, well, if he's a Liverpool fan, I don't feel sorry for him, really.
Well, exactly. And also, Liverpool, who closed a third of their staff, by the way, are spending over £1 million on the platform to lift a trophy tomorrow in the stands.
Yeah, I know. I've seen that. Yeah.
Why?
Oh, that was a foul. Pepe is down. Yeah, finally he gave a foul. The referee is an idiot again. The assistant gave the foul, flag for the foul.
So, just in the space of what, a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, this referee's managed 2 games, and we're coming away with 1 point as it stands.
Oh, he's given the free kick.
He did. It was the lineswoman who finally, and he booked.
And Grealish was shouting.
God, this is doing my head in.
It was a bad tackle. It was a clear foul. Booking as well.
Did he get booked?
The referee didn't give it. He did. Now he did.
Has he booked him? Oh, yeah, he has. Yeah, I've just seen it.
He does. Yeah.
Yeah, he's booked him, yeah.
I'm now on 85.52.
I'm on 86.23.
Oh, for the love of.
Same here.
If Pepe scores, I won't say anything. If he doesn't score, I'll abuse him. So you'll understand.
Oh my days! And then Grealish is trying to get into his head.
Do you think he's going to shoot? Do you think he's going to shoot from there? I'm not sure if he will.
Why is the referee allowing players?
No, he didn't.
Allowing players to do like and play in the player's face. It's sportsmanship, mate. Bloody name.
Oh, headed over by one of their defenders. Mings. It was Mings.
Did Pepe put a right-footed cross? He actually put a nice cross with the right.
Just once.
That was a good free kick, actually. They got away with defending it.
The next one, it's just coming on for you. He put a right-footed cross for once.
Oh, look at that. Yeah. It was terrible.
Yeah.
It wasn't terrible. I think it was decent. But no one was... Pepe and I claimed it.
Oh, come on, Arsenal. This has not been great to watch, has it?
They are trying to be very physical.
The ball's there. We're not testing Pepe Reina, who is shit.
Yeah, he is.
There's a reason he keeps getting in and out of the squad, because he is shit.
The thing I don't understand, right, is we've got no creativity or very little, and our most creative player is at home.
How is it not a foul on Pepe?
No idea.
Tyrone Mings actually has played quite well for them, hasn't he? Yeah, I don't really like Tyrone Mings.
If it weren't for Tyrone, if it weren't for Tyrone, they would have gone by it.
Yeah, I don't really like him, but I think he's played well tonight. He always seems to be a bit clumsy, but he's actually played well tonight.
Smack in the face, but that's okay.
The problem is with Ake, he has his injury problem. He has his injury problem. He's getting up steadily.
Oh, that was a poor cross out from Aubameyang. Tyrone Mings again cleared it. He's been decent, Tyrone Mings. You know, he's probably going to get mad at a match, isn't he?
Yeah. Even if they draw, if we put something out of this, that's a doubt. He'll get mad in a match anyway.
This is just a typical end of season game when you've got a cup final coming up.
You can sort of see,
It happens so many times. It's just ridiculous.
Cummings is getting 3 bonus points in FPL. He is getting man of the match.
Imagine this was a game for where we could have finished in the top 4, and this
Well,
is what
we would have
happened
played
last season as well.
differently, wouldn't we? We would have played totally differently. It's all about intensity, isn't it? Yeah, no, we would have. I think we definitely would have. We'd have picked a different team for a start off. He'd have picked the strongest team, wouldn't he?
I still don't think so, because the reason is we would still have that FA Cup final as well, and this is all because of that. Otherwise, we could have still at least finished 7th.
But look at Chelsea, right? Chelsea are going for the top 4. See how many players they rest tomorrow for their game.
Why was that a booking for yellow card for Willock?
And
No, what I was trying to say is that imagine that we have still the FA Cup final, and if it was a place, if we had to win both to finish in the top 4 and the FA Cup final as well, we would have still probably played this team. It's not as if that we dropped all of our players.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
See what Chelsea do tomorrow when their game. See if they rest anyone, because they need to win for the top 4. So let's see if Lampard rests a load of players. I don't think he will, because it's important that they win all their games.
With Lampard, the only backup players that he has are some of the players that have come back from injury.
I don't know. I mean, look at the subs he brought on the other day. Abraham come on as a sub. He could start Abraham, couldn't he, instead of Giroud? I don't know who else came on for him yesterday. I mean, obviously, the American guy, Pulisic, he never started, did he? So they might bring him in, but then he's not weakened the team, has he? He's one of their strongest players. So he probably will play.
Yeah, I think Lampard made the simple call that the FA Cup, rather than the FA Cup, the Champions League spot is more important for him. But eventually they did beat United, and it was also a tactical call to drop Pulisic. They totally changed the game.
Even Ole made that call. Even United made this. They are preferring UCL over FA Cup.
Yeah, because there may be no FA Cup next season. That was even the talk at one point of time.
That'd be good. We'll keep it for 2 years then, when we win it.
We will count it as another title.
I like to bring on Henry Lansbury, who used to play for us.
Yeah. We sold him to Forest for 1 million.
Yeah.
Lansbury looks like Aquaman from DC movies.
Do you remember when he scored against Tottenham, didn't he? He scored against Tottenham, didn't he, in the League Cup once, do you remember?
Yeah. When he had no hair.
That's right, yeah.
Oh, dear. It's typical, though. We beat, as people were saying on Twitter, beat Liverpool, beat City, come against Villa, and we put a pot to gas.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter, does it? It's not the same. You know, the Liverpool, the Man City game was totally different. Liverpool game was totally different. This isn't a game that we needed to win. It's a game Villa needed to win, and they've worked hard to, especially defensively, to get the result, haven't they? And we've been a little bit off the sorts, but you know.
Yeah, so the only reason we needed to win was momentum, as we touched on earlier.
Yeah. Well, not lose. It wouldn't be a good idea to lose. That was the thing. I mean, you know, a draw wouldn't be a disaster still. I know there's a few seconds left. You don't look like
last match. I mean, it's very similar to last match. We are playing like City, they are playing like us.
Oh God.
No, but the thing is, then why was it important to beat Liverpool? If we didn't want to even compete for the top 7, then why was it even important to beat Liverpool?
Well, no, because at the time we played Liverpool, we still had a good chance of getting in the top 7 because of the positions in the league. But since then, Wolves have won, Tottenham have won, and there's not enough games left for us now to catch up, is there? What we needed was Spurs and Wolves to drop points, and then beating Liverpool we had to do, which obviously we played Liverpool first, and then they've subsequently gone on to win.
No, but what I'm trying to say is that if we wanted to beat Liverpool, then obviously we were still competing, and even on the last day, even on the last day, Chelsea and United and Leicester have big fixtures. Leicester and probably whichever team, even Wolves has a big fixture. Chelsea versus Wolves, and Sheffield lost the other day. They lost to Spurs.
Yeah, I swear, if Villa now get relegated after winning tonight, I'll be pissed.
Sorry, Sheffield beat Spurs the other day, but Sheffield recently also lost. I think which was the game that they lost this week?
Everton.
Everton. Yeah, 1-0 to Everton. 1-0 to Everton.
Yeah,
So
it's
even
Tottenham and
Sheffield
Wolves.
can go down.
Tottenham and Wolves are the two teams we needed to drop points, and they didn't. They both won, didn't they? So
Yeah.
I'll get the table up now, one sec.
and that made it virtually impossible for us to get top 7 anyway.
So now we have to win on Sunday and hope Burnley and Sheffield both drop points, or we finish mid-table.
We'll finish 10th, won't we? If that's the case.
Yeah, if
Burnley and Sheffield United both win, regardless, we'll finish 10th, won't we? Or
Yeah.
if we lose, we could finish 11th or 12th.
No, we can finish. No, we can't finish no lower than 10th.
Can't we?
No.
Right.
Everton are 11th on 49 points. We're on 53.
Oh, right. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So literally, it's the only places up for grabs 10th, 9th, and 8th. We're relying on. Let's get the pictures up for Sheffield United and Burnley. All right, Sheffield United are away to Southampton.
Well, they'll probably lose that then.
And Burnley at home to Brighton.
Brighton are safe now, so will they be that bothered?
That could be a board 0-0 draw. That could be a board draw sort of thing.
Yeah.
We don't know. But it'll kick off at 4 p.m, but we don't know what channels are on, guys. Because the broadcasters have all decided, well, wait to see what happens at the end of the penultimate match day.
Oh, they'll all be on telly somewhere, won't they?
They'll be on telly, but we don't know what channels are on yet.
Well, I'll just get a feed anyway. I'll find it.
If I was now the manager, I would probably play my second team or third team in the next match and not give a damn about that game.
No, you go full strength because that's the last game before the final, and you get your confidence back up and batter that team, no matter what, and build the confidence back up again. Because if we could do 2 games after semi-final win, going into a final, confidence will be too low, and Chelsea will go, and we've seen it last year.
I think
the confidence was low after losing out in Champions League. Look what happened. So
but the other problem is also there that
I'm not having this. We've got to drop players now and rest players here and there. Saturday, Sunday, last game of the season, we play a full strength team with an eye of that full strength team playing in the final, and they're still fighting for their spots, by the way. But you tell them you're playing, but you're fighting for your fucking spot now. After what happened on Tuesday, you're fighting for your spot. And if we do batter Watford, that's again regaining the momentum and building the confidence back up there. We're going to that final the following week, 6 days later, with some confidence. If we rest players now, going in and go to the final, having dropped points again, confidence will be absolutely low, momentum will be dropped, and the players will not be up for it as much as they should be, because their confidence will be so low. So I'm not having this. We could just place here and there. No.
No, I think we should go out Watford and just hammer them 6-0, relegate them, and enjoy it.
Exactly.
And laugh at Troy Deeney for being a total knobhead.
Yeah, and in the meantime, as I said, it builds our confidence back up after tonight. When we go again.
I don't see this as a confidence breaker, because there were a lot of changes, a lot of combinations here and there that advertise himself right.
In the sense of there's a cup final around the corner, certain spots weren't solidified for certain players in certain positions, and certain players were given a chance today to give the manager sort of a headache, and they didn't. Even the ones that we would say are guaranteed, the likes of Aubameyang didn't do nothing today. Lacazette did a bit, but not enough. And they're the ones that the more experienced players.
I mean, to be fair though, I mean, I did worry before the game that when you've just had a semi-final victory, you're always a little bit flat. they needed to win. It was always going to be tricky, and unfortunately, we didn't quite have enough about us to, In
a normal season, in normal circumstances, no COVID situation that's hit us, I wouldn't be this concerned about confidence and momentum, because you've got more. As we've just said before, in normal circumstances, you got the semi-final, FA Cup semi-final, a month before the final, or 6 weeks before the final. So it's like a 4 or 5 game period, set of games where you can afford to lose a game here or there, but still build a bit of momentum going into that final. Whereas literally tonight, Sunday, and then Saturday, in the space of under a week, we've got the final between the semi-final and the final.
I think what that showed tonight, and I think what that showed Arteta as well, is that some of those fringe players, if you like, aren't quite good enough, are they?
No.
And it makes his selection for the final a little bit easier, because basically we've got 11 players that's going to play in the final. That's it. There isn't really anyone who's knocking on the door saying, got to pick me.
And whatever his lineup is in mind for that final, play that lineup you want to play in the final. Play them against Watford on Sunday.
Yeah, I would
see what happens.
I mean, I'll be tempted if everybody's fit. Bear in mind, it's a whole week, isn't it, till the final? So it's not like we've got another game in midweek. They've got rest time, haven't they?
Yeah, exactly.
Just pick them and go for it. That's what I think. Yeah, I can't see any reason why not to do that.
Exactly. And also, the other bonus, as I said, I think I said it off air, is if Tottenham finish 7th in the league, but we obviously win the FA Cup, we knock them out of European football for next season. We take their spot, but we go in straight into the competition, no qualifying. And a team that finishes 6th would have to qualify, I think. But basically, we won't have to qualify because we won the spot.
Yeah.
The FA Cup. The FA Cup.
At the end of the day, finishing 7th was going to be out of our hands anyway, regardless.
Yeah,
we had to rely on Crystal Palace beating Spurs, which probably wasn't going to happen. And at the end of the day, it wasn't that important. And tonight we went into the game, I think, a little bit half-hearted. Villa needed to win. They were up for it clearly. They defended well. We just didn't have enough about us tonight. And overall, I don't really care. I'm not that bothered. The most important thing is we want to build some confidence on Saturday, beat Watford 4-5-0, send them down, go into the final with confidence. And that's more important than tonight anyway, regardless. If we'd have got a result tonight, brilliant, it would have been fantastic. But ultimately, it doesn't really matter, does it? Let's be honest. It doesn't matter. If we finish 10th or if we finish 8th or if we finish 9th in the league, is it really that? It's any of them 3 positions is an underperformance from Arsenal anyway. Yeah. And everybody knows the reason why, because of what happened in the first half of the season. And that's it. And at the end of the day, that's the situation. So what matters now is finishing the season now by winning the FA Cup. And then we can hopefully have a decent summer in the transfer window, get what Arteta wants. And then next season we can start afresh. And hopefully, I believe, this won't happen again. We won't be in this position next year. We'll be in the top 4, in and around the top 4. We'll be there, and hopefully then, we start to see the progress. I mean, tonight's irrelevant really for me. If we won 5-0 tonight or lost 5-0 tonight, it's really irrelevant, I think.
Well, also, as we said about winning the FA Cup for Arteta, that giving more of a foot in going to the board, saying, "Look what I've achieved with this squad." Even this result could give him more of a thing going towards the ball for the transfer window as well. As well as I won a FA Cup, guys. Obviously, if it happens, touch wood. Look what's happened. The inconsistency of this squad. I need to get some of these players out and bring better players in that can improve this squad, so the inconsistencies stop and we can become a consistent team that gets competitive, that gets us into where we should be competing for, as it stands, getting us back into the Champions League spots. And then after that, once we get into that Champions League spot for that season, we then take that and we do what Liverpool did and we build from that. We use that as a platform and we go from there.
Exactly. Yeah, and at the end of the day, we've still got a massive, game coming up, haven't we?
Yeah.
And let's face it, there's going to be what 18, well, probably 17 teams in the Premier League that would swap places with us next Saturday, playing in the FA Cup final. Yeah. Isn't there? Do you know what I mean? Only Liverpool's probably the only team that wouldn't maybe swap. Everyone else, I think, in the Premier League would be loving to play in the FA Cup final.
Exactly.
That's what we've got to look forward to. So at the end of the day, that's good. And I mean, I know Ross has put there about since Tottenham's day. Realistically, when we win the FA Cup and they've won nothing again, do we really care? Because
Exactly.
I don't care. They can finish above us every single year. They'll never ever be better than us. They'll never ever win more trophies than us. So it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. Let them say that if they want. When we win the FA Cup, you know what I mean? We'll have something to show for our season.
I was literally about to say that. They can have their Arsenal, their equivalent of what we call St Tottenham's Day for this above us. Woohoo! If we win the cup in our worst season to date since the early 90s, the earliest of Premier League, I think that's like an FA Cup because then that's again we've won silverware. That's a trophy. Winning it above your local rivals isn't a trophy. They can have,
No.
and they can have another season above us because it makes us come back strong for next season.
To be honest with you, if we wasn't in the FA Cup final and if we'd lost to Man City and Tottenham were going to finish above us, then it's gonna hurt a bit more, isn't it? It's something that we can think, that's not been a good season. But now it doesn't matter, does it? We're playing even if we don't win the final ultimately, we're in a cup final again for the fourth year in a row. Tottenham, they got to the Champions League final last year. That's the only thing that they've ever been close to winning, realistically, for a long time, isn't it?
In our worst few years, as you said, we've been to 4 finals at the league. Was it the FA Cup, League Cup, Europa League, now FA Cup again? They've been in that period.
Yeah,
they've been to 1 final, and they bottled that within 30 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. So you know what I mean? What, it's almost laughable that they're even going to celebrate finishing above us when we're in the FA Cup final, and we've got a hell of a chance of winning that as well, haven't we? Let's be honest. We've got a great chance of winning it.
Exactly.
So. Let them enjoy their little moment. That's irrelevant.
Enjoy 6 days, Tottenham, because after that 6-day period that hits, we're going to have a trophy, possibly touchwood, with a young manager, an inexperienced manager who's come in.
Well, we've got a cup final to look forward to, regardless. You know what I mean? What they got to look forward to now? They've got a meaningless end of season game on Saturday or Sunday.
Harry Kane's baby boy, apparently, according to Tottenham's Twitter page.
Obviously, yeah. No, I mean, good luck to Harry Kane as well. But
that was so cringe for Tottenham's own thing to do a thing like that. What do you think we've got? And then put the buttons to slow mo, dramatic. He had to take the fucking penalty kick 4 times before he hit the actual target.
Well, I know, but that's Harry Kane all over, isn't it?
But that's anyway. Sometimes at Tottenham, we're celebrating and happy about winning the final. All they can really post is what's Harry Kane's gender for his recent baby, whatever. Like, come on. It is what it is. As I said, we dust ourselves down. When it comes to the league itself, we have to dust ourselves down after Sunday. Board have to step up. Give Arteta what he needs. Get rid of what isn't good enough and isn't going to be any good going forward. As I said, get in the players that will improve this squad that are better than what we've currently got, even if they are just squad players, and we build it and we go again. And as you said, we've got good enough.
Harry Kane may not be even at Spurs next season.
What's that?
Harry Kane may not even be at Spurs next season.
Well, that's the case. They'll be fucked anyway because that's their main goal for it in terms of that the box in the box, as they call it.
Yeah.
But either way, we dust ourselves down. As I said, get rid of the deadwood. It ain't good enough now. That ain't going to improve us next season. Bring in players that will improve us, even if they are squad players, or the odd squad player here and there, and the marquee player, and we go again.
Yeah, I'm still convinced that even with this group of players,
the players that are good enough, and a few additions, we can be in the top 3, top 4 next season.
I think we can be in the top 4 anyway.
But I'm saying down to Arteta because of how Arteta's mindset is and what he's trying to do with this club. And tonight the players were poor, but as you said, it's a bit of a hangover from Saturday because obviously we're still on that high.
I just hope that there's not going to be a massive Twitter meltdown by Arsenal fans or from fans of other clubs, really. You know, I've had a couple of messages already from people saying, oh, you know, he lost to Aston Villa. But in the overall scheme of things, does it really matter? Not really. I don't think it does. It's a hangover. It's a hangover from the weekend. We only had 2 days rest anyway to recover as well for the cup semi-final, which is a bit of why we didn't play tomorrow. I do not know. But anyway, you know, let's not make excuses. Villa had a job to do. They had to win, and they won. Fair play to them. I hope they stay up now, actually, because they're a big club. They deserve to be in the Premier League. And it's a nice ground to go to next season if they're still in the Premier League, and if away fans can go to games. It'll be a nice away day, Villa Park. So let's hope that they do stay up. But that's more important than the overall scheme of tonight, isn't it? It was more important to Villa than it was to us, and you could tell by how up for it they were.
How we approached it.
We were a bit lackluster, wasn't we, with the way that we played? And that's what happens when you've just won a semi-final. Unless you've got massive things to play for in the league straight after that, you're going to drop off slightly. You're going to drop your level 2%, 10%, 5%, whatever it is. And in the Premier League, that's never going to be enough to win you a game, is it, against a team with so much to play for? So let's just keep a little bit of perspective here. Yeah, we've lost a game. It's disappointing. Does it matter?
Yeah, exactly. We've seen it with Liverpool since the return, because they're pretty much won the league. It just mathematically wasn't wrapped up. They were on the base even before they actually.
And since they've won it at their level,
it's been even worse.
Yeah, exactly. And that's
you don't see Liverpool fans complaining.
No, of course you don't. And it's ridiculous. I mean, everyone's saying, oh, well, you know, Liverpool are going to do crap next year because they've lost 2 or 3 games since the restart. But it's a totally different situation when you've won the league. It's a different situation tonight for us because we won on Sunday. I'm sure if we'd lost on Sunday, we'd have played a stronger team tonight. We'd have been a lot more focused on the game. And I'm sure we could have got a result. But as it turned out, we didn't need to win enough. And Villa did, and I think that proved to be the difference. And that was it. It was a tight game. We had a lot of possession, but didn't create anything. They had 1 chance, well, 2 chances, really scored 1, and they got the win. I say good luck to them. I hope they do stay up. Certainly ahead of Watford.
But one thing it definitely proved. One thing it definitely proved in the Liverpool game and today as well. Players exactly do what they want to do. They don't care about what the manager says at times.
The ones that don't care. Arteta's got the stones to do what George Graham did and go, bye-bye, at the door you go.
No, not in that sense. In the sense that Klopp said, I want to go for that. I want to go for the record.
100 points,
Next game, they show up 4-0 City thrashing. Today, maybe Arteta must have said that, yes, I want to continue winning. Let's build that momentum. 1-0 to Villa. So I
think sometimes what happens though, you know, I don't think the players are doing what they want. I think the players would have gone out wanting to win the game, but I just think that when the other team needs to win and you don't need to win, ultimately they've got an extra 5% on top of you, and that's in the Premier League. That's enough to win a game, and that's all it comes down to. It's nothing else. It's not because the players didn't want to win or they wasn't listening to Arteta. They simply Villa just had 5%, were prepared to give that little bit more because of how much more important it was to them. That's as simple as that for me tonight. That's all it was down to. If Villa were already safe or if Villa was already down, we would have probably won that game playing exactly like that because Villa wouldn't have cared. They wouldn't have been so motivated to win, you know, with no fans in the ground as well.
It's a lot about who scores first as well, right? Because Aston Villa, they could sit deep and they didn't care about, you know, scoring another one. They did not have a lot of chances. They just had 1 or 2 good chances. That's all.
Because of what was at stake for them, as soon as they went in that 1-0 up, you knew what they were going to do because they're fighting for their lives. They're fighting for their.
Yeah, exactly, and that makes a massive difference in any sport. If your opponent is just slightly more focused and slightly more needing that victory than what you do on that particular day, for whatever reason, if it's only 1%, they're probably going to win because elite sportsmen they're all at the same level, aren't they? They're all, you know, they're all good they're at the top of their sport, aren't they? And sometimes that's all that makes a difference. That's what it was tonight. I don't mind that we've lost particularly. I'm not upset. I'm not angry. And I just think everyone needs to keep a bit of perspective. You know, don't lose your shit because we've lost to Villa, who was 3rd from bottom. But don't worry about it. You know, in the overall scheme of things, if that game had been played 3 weeks ago, we would probably have won. Played tonight when you know Aston Villa saw the Watford result. They knew how much a win meant to them. Of course, they weren't going to go out and roll over. They gave everything to win that game, and that's what made the difference. You know, we didn't play particularly well, but you know, their need was greater than ours, and that's what it's come down to.
Exactly.
I think the point.
Sorry,
go ahead.
And also got to remember Villa as well. Unlike we had to play it the week and they didn't, so they've had extra time to prepare for this game. We literally
that as well. Yeah, of course. Yeah,
took a lot of energy out of us by the looks of it, and he's recovering.
Yeah,
so,
of course.
I think Sunday he'll put a full strength team out, knowing they'll do a job, get a result, send Watford down in the process, and it again, as I keep saying, goes into that final then, chest out, confident, thinking, yeah, we can win this. We are going to do this, and not give Chelsea such a bloody easy running. Because as I alluded to back last season, the back end of last season, once we got to that semi-final, or that's the quarterfinals, you saw Emi was certain. He prioritised the Europa League then. You could tell from his team lineups.
Yeah, but there was a lot of games left then as well, wasn't there?
Yeah, and there's a lot of games left because they had a semi-final in between that as well to deal with. But we started dropping points away to Everton. Jagielka, who had scored in over a year. First game back, what did he do? He scores. They win 1-0. Following game, at home to fucking Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
When we had lost a single game all season, what do we do? We lose. And what happens? Hadn't conceded a single goal in a set piece that season from a corner. What happened? We conceded a goal and lost. And we started dropping massive points. And then going in, even though we got through the semi-final into the final, the league form had a major effect in the final because our confidence was absolutely bad because the players knew they blew it. They had it in their hands from the quarterfinal. By the time we got past Napoli, all the way to the final, we had it in our hands and we blew it. We were off by a point. If we'd beaten Brighton the week before the end of the season, we wouldn't have been in a situation where we'd have to win that final. We would have been in the same situation as Chelsea, already qualified for Champions League. But no. And as I'm saying, momentum and confidence.
Yeah.
So I'm saying we have to he's going to go out and put his full strength out. We are going to battle Watford. Because if he was, even he ain't that naive to go and put this same 11 out that he put out tonight because he knows the consequence of what would happen.
Yeah.
In terms of, because he can't then go to the board and say, this is what I've done with the squad. I got to a final, but we didn't win it. We finished 8th, 9th, or 10th, whatever with the squad, and they'll go to, well, hang on, the last 2 games you invested certain players, and we still have something to go for in the sense of league positions wise, a bit high in the table. So for him, he has to then do what he can to finish the season on a flourish in the sense of win that final game, battering them, and get that, giving himself every chance with them players going 6 days later and win that cup final.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah,
so much more. People have no idea how much more of a footing he has then going in a few days later with meetings with Raul, Edu, Vinay, Josh, and the rest of the gang, and saying, "Yes, I've won an FA Cup. This is what I've done with this average squad of certain players that are average that are not good enough. Help me out in recruiting the right players that I need, that I want, and we can kick on a lot quicker and get to where we want to be competitively a lot quicker than what people were expecting us."
Yeah. No, definitely. And, I just think it's important that we remember that this season has been our worst season in 25 years or more. It has been our worst season, and
we're still in a cup final.
And we're still in a cup final, and we could potentially now, we've got a great chance of lifting a trophy in one of our worst seasons in living memory, one of our worst seasons in Premier League history, in actual fact, it will be. You know what I mean? And we're still going to end up, hopefully, we're in a cup final, definitely, and we might end up winning a trophy. So, and that's the worst season. Imagine when we have a good season. Imagine what we can achieve when we have a good season. And I'm sure with Arteta there, we're going to have plenty of good seasons coming up, aren't we?
I'm really wanting Spurs to finish 7th just because I want them to stay where they are. Wolves obviously win, so then Tottenham stay where they are. So that we win on Saturday against Chelsea, and then we knock that lot out of Europe before we even kick the ball. They're thinking, I
didn't know that we could do that, but if that's true, that would be hilarious.
Literally.
Let them celebrate finishing above us when we knock them out of Europe. That would be brilliant.
We knock them out of Europe. I'll take it.
Would they still not get a qualifiers or not?
Yeah.
They'll be out of it completely.
No, they'll be out of it because 5th, 6th, and 7th. 7th's usually the team that finishes has to then do qualifying. But if we win it, the team that finishes 6th will then have to qualify because we're automatically in the competition because we won a cup to get to the Europa League. It's always the Europa League. You're straight into the competition. Don't know qualifiers. So that then knocks down the team that's 6th going at 7th. So Wolves would have to qualify again, but that then knocks Tottenham into respectively 8th, respectively. And then we're in Europe and they're not in terms of European football.
The thing that I wanted to add was
Spurs can have their 6 to 7 days, whatever, of going, we finished above Arsenal,
But if that's honestly
that's their
what
mindset.
matters to them,
That's their mindset. That is their mindset.
What a small, pathetic bunch of twats they are. Because I don't care if we finish above Tottenham, but what matters is winning trophies and competing to win trophies. And we've had a terrible season, but we're in a cup final. We've got a great chance of winning something, which they can only dream about. They haven't won the FA Cup for nearly 30 years. It'll be 30 years next year since they won the FA Cup. They haven't won the league since 1961. That's what 60 years, nearly 60 years, right? And they're laughing because they finished above us in the league. You know what I mean? It's almost pathetic. I almost feel sorry for them. Being that pathetic, that finishing 7th in the league, they're going to celebrate it because we finished 8th or 9th. Do you know what I mean? It's like, wow. They've not won the league for 60 years, right? Liverpool didn't win it for 30 years. Tottenham won it for 60 years. Just think about that, right? Almost 60 years, isn't it?
6 years.
Like next season. They're not going to win next season, are they? So it's going to be 60 years.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I think they will enjoy the fact that they finish in 6th or 7th or wherever they do, because of the fact that if we don't win the FA Cup, they may end up in Europe and we don't. With respect to this point, obviously with respect to that, and the main highlight of the game is not the fact that we lost. The main highlight of the game is that we played a lot of first team players and there was probably not a single shot on target against Aston Villa.
And the thing is, with Arteta, he will literally be not only Bono as we speak, he'll be holding over to Coles for the next few days, ramming it home to him. They ain't good enough. So then come Sunday, you'll get a better performance out of them.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
We just need a little bit of perspective, don't we? That's all. We just need some perspective here. Tonight it isn't the end of the world. It isn't really a problem at all. Yeah. We haven't played well. We've had a bit of a hangover from Sunday, and that's it. And we go on to the weekend. Let's bounce back, play a stronger team, beat Watford, which we should. Yeah. Send them down. Which I think if they lose by any score, they go down, don't they? Now
they're in the relegation zone there. So unless Villa get pumped.
So unless Villa lose by a lot more. Yeah, let's Villa lose by 2 more goals than what. Yeah. So let's send Watford down because that'll actually make it a decent last day, won't it?
Why not?
we send them down.
But again, as I said, I don't accept a performance where we can't have a single shot on target against.
No, I'm not saying accept it. I'm not accepting it. I'm not saying accept it either. I'm just saying Arteta's the sort of person. It's not like Miami, who was. It seems it was accepted. Okay, you'd have the odd performance here and there. He's not going to accept. Arteta's not accepting this. He's going to, as I said, as we speak, he'll be balling them out. Rightly so, for not having a shot on target and not testing Pepe Reina, who has been in and out of that Villa 11 like you wouldn't believe since he's coming on loan.
But I'm honestly, I don't care. We've had no shots on target. I'm not bothered.
No,
I'm actually not bothered. If against Watford we have no shots on target as well, then I'll be bothered. If in Chelsea in the final we have no shots on target, I'll be bothered. Tonight I couldn't care less. Honestly, couldn't care less. I don't care that we've had no shots on target.
And that's what I'm trying to say. Even though in the grand scheme of things, but Arteta's the sort of man where he'll go, oh right, and he'll ram it home for the next few days.
He'll be bothered. Motivated. As long as Arteta's bothered, as long as the players are bothered, that's the most important thing, isn't it?
That's what I'm trying to put across.
And I'm sure they will be. Yeah, I'm sure they will be bothered. And let's hope they are, and then they'll bounce back from that and play. But let's remember, against Liverpool, we only had 2 shots on target. It's just they both went in and we won the game. We could have had 2 shots on target tonight and won the game. Well, it wouldn't have made our performance any better, would it? It wouldn't have made the performance any better. No, we just got away with it. We didn't get away with it today. We didn't play very well. We didn't get away with it. Sometimes you can get away with not playing well and scraping a result. We didn't tonight. And it doesn't ultimately matter.
This is the point as well. Liverpool played Chelsea tomorrow. So Liverpool spanked Chelsea, suddenly turned up because they're lifting the trophy. They're last game at Anfield this season. And they spanked Chelsea. Is everyone going to have a meltdown there as well on their side of things? And
Well, yeah, I mean, to be fair, Chelsea have got more to lose tomorrow because of the top four. You know, they've got a lot more to lose. We had nothing to lose tonight, really, realistically, did we? Let's be honest. It wasn't going to make a lot of difference to our season tonight, whether we won or lost. Whereas it makes a big difference to Chelsea tomorrow. So it's an important game for them. It's quite an important game for Liverpool. Like you said, they're going to want to win that game when they're getting a trophy at the end, aren't they? They're going to want to do it in style. So
he said, you've got the players, you've got the manager. You'll send Watford down, as we were saying, and take that momentum to the FA Cup final after Liverpool spank Chelsea tomorrow, which is a possibility because Liverpool won't want to lose. Liverpool won't want to lose their final game at Anfield before presentation of the Premier League trophy, even though they've won it, and they want the Cup won't allow it. And then he says the FA Cup is your focus, and if you win the FA Cup, that's a great season considering the shitstorm we were in.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say it's a great season. I'd say it'll make up for the terrible season that we've had. It'll give us something, and it'll be good to win the FA Cup. And I don't think it'll make it a great season. It'll still make it a poor season. It's just going to be a great way to finish a poor season. If
you try to say it's a poor season, but with a trophy, it gives it a bit of a shine, a bit more shine.
Yeah, exactly. And it means we've got something to build on for next season. And we're going into next season. We've got the FA Cup. We'll have the Charity Shield to play, all that kind of stuff, and it'll give us whatever that. Well, yeah, but I mean, it's nice to play it, isn't it? I like playing in that Charity Shield because it means we've won a trophy the year before, doesn't it?
Exactly.
I like being in it.
Yeah. The reason I say old joy is because you've got all these. We're going to have at the beginning of next September. We're going to have a fixture pile up of games again because literally. You're going to have European football coming back at some point, mid-late October probably.
Yeah,
September, you're going to have the obviously Charity Shield between Liverpool and whoever wins the FA Cup. More likely us, hopefully, touch wood. And then following week, you assuming it's going to be the same scenario. Following week, 6 days later, you've got the league starting up again. It's going to be interesting.
I would rather have lots of games and not enough games because you're out of everything. So I'd rather be playing 2 or 3 games a week all the way through the season and end the season winning trophies than have nothing to play for and have 1 game a week because you've only got the league left because you're out of everything. You know what I mean? I'd rather have that problem. And if that means our squad's stretched and we have a few more injuries or whatever it is, then that's the price to pay, isn't it? You know, unfortunately, that's what happens if you want to be successful.
If we do win the FA Cup, we obviously get European football with that. It gives the board a kick up the arse, as we keep saying, but also in the sense of knowing the squad isn't good enough after playing under three different coaches plus Arteta. Kick up the arse that they need needs more depth, bigger, better players.
Yeah.
Off you go. You've got from what August? Was it the 20 on next Monday? From next Monday onward until October to strengthen your squad. Get busy.
I don't think there'll be a lot of activity until after the Champions League and all that's finished. Really,
I think
realistically,
for certain teams, yeah. But I think for us, behind the scenes, we need to stop being active as of.
Oh yeah, we need to start. Yeah, I just can't see us bringing players in yet, but we'll see.
No. But I'm saying
2 things. One
behind the scenes, yeah. So I'm saying behind the scenes, we need to go and do what we've got to do, and when it's ready, we announce it. Bang, 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 and then be ready before the season starts. Not when does it into October, so we'll wait until then.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I want to get done early.
One thing with respect to that is, why do we have to wait to sign players from Norwich or some of these relegated teams? Like if Norwich is gone, Bournemouth is gone.
Okay, you say this. Nathan Ake is about to sign for Man City, apparently, if you believe the reports. But also when Klopp in his first summer window, look, he brought in Ronaldo, who'd just been relegated to Newcastle, who wasn't being rated by anyone, not even in his own from his own national side of things either. Look where he is now. Sadio Mane was playing at Southampton, the best player in the squad, but they were mid-table holding on for relegation. So there are, again, that proves there are gems in them lower teams that can come to a bigger club like Arsenal and improve us. Not just
can you imagine the meltdown on Twitter though if we buy players from Norwich and Bournemouth who have just got relegated?
I know, but I'm saying just because they play for them clubs and they do, it doesn't mean that particular player isn't a great player or a good player.
No, I agree. I definitely agree. Yeah.
No, I'm saying. No, why do we need to wait when? Norwich is already relegated. We can just go now and we can talk to them because we know they are relegated. The prices will be down. Norwich has 2 players. I think one is Max Aarons and the other one is one of the centre backs. Yeah.
Yeah, until we can't officially announce anything though, officially, until Monday onwards when the window opens. So
yes, I'm not saying about announcing. I'm saying, yeah.
I'm saying they might be doing stuff. We don't know. It's the same act now.
Yeah, and the other thing is if we win the FA Cup and get into the Europa League, that is just an additional player, one player, 25 million if we say Europa League, 5 million suppose say for the FA Cup, we will get that is a 30 million additional player. That is the fee that we make out of it. So I think it is very important. Yeah,
that'd be more for someone's wages, wouldn't it? Yeah, that'd be wages, not a transfer fee. Or both. We'd have to be some of the transfer fee and the rest on wages. Well, that's where that's going to go. But yeah, it's better to have it than not have it, isn't it?
Another thing for Arteta wanting to win the FA Cup because he wants to show the likes of Aubameyang to commit that this is the club to stay at, that we are going forward in the right direction, and I'm going to do it. And if you believe in me, we can get there quicker. It's just down. We do need to get that FA Cup in the bag just to, I think, help him. And the players go, well, we believed in you, but we didn't think it'd be this quick sort of situation. And okay, we buy into it a lot quicker. Because suddenly we saw last season, we lost the Europa League final. That sort of hangover came into this season, and look what happened there. I don't want to happen into Arteta, so we can obviously avenge what happened last year under Arteta. Fantastic, and also the added bonus that the players then even more so, more than what they are now, buy into what he's doing, even more so than what they are now. In the likes of Aubameyang, who might be a bit, I don't know, then suddenly go, oh, hang on, we've got a trophy.
I agree with these comments there about Cantwell and Grealish. I think Cantwell will be a better bet than Grealish as well. And if we're going to buy one of them, I'd rather it be Cantwell. I don't think we'll probably sign either of them, if I'm honest. But I would prefer Cantwell. I think he's a much better player.
Yeah, Premier League players, I think, part A being so heavily linked, but Premier League proven players, I'll go with Cantwell, Matt Aarons, and Godfrey from Norwich, Lewis Dunk from Brighton, and Decore.
Yeah, Decore. I would definitely go for Decore. I just think
you've got Premier League proven spine there as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure about Lewis Dunk. A lot of people will say Lewis Dunk. I don't know. I'm not convinced about him. I'm not convinced we need another centre back. Really, actually, we've got too many.
I would have said okay, just for because obviously I've got Louise and Mustafi, but Louise is only for another year. If you want someone Premier League experience long term, Ake would have been a nice one to go after, but it looks like he's going to Man City for the money. By the way, what a surprise after everything that's happened. But anyway, it is what it is. Any final thoughts before you wrap things up?
No, just to say, I thought tonight was as expected in a lot of ways. I wasn't expecting much better than what we produced, really. I was hoping that we might have been able to get a result, but it doesn't. For me personally, I'm not that fussed. If it means Aston Villa stay up as well, I think that's not a bad result at the end of the day. It's important now. Move on to Saturday. We need to win Saturday. I'd go strong and really get have a little bit of momentum still going in the cup final. I mean, let's face it, it's one defeat that we've had here, which is excusable in the circumstances, I think, anyway, with the short turnaround, the fact we won on Saturday. So yeah, let's put this behind us. Almost like brush this to one side. I don't think it's that important. Let's concentrate on getting a result on Sunday, finishing the league season as well, and then look forward to what hopefully will be a great day at Wembley. It's a shame we can't be there, but we'll have to enjoy it what we can. And yeah, that's it really.
Yeah. I mean, Jonathan in the chat, San and Nitish, they're saying Cantwell could understudy Ceballos, cover there, Partey and Xhaka rotate, and sell Torreira. I'd keep Torreira.
Currently.
Partey and Xhaka can't send the rotate. I'd also keep Torreira, even if it is as a squad player, because that's a good option. Because we for years have been saying about, we're not even saying that for years we've had injury issues left, right, and centre. It'd just be our luck. We get rid of him, and then we'd lose Partey and Xhaka of injuries, and then we've got no cover then.
Yeah, but I mean, unfortunately, I don't think we're in a position to have 2 or 3 top players in every position, are we? We're not. We're just going to have to throw if we get injuries, we're just going to have to throw the youngsters in. That's just the way it is, and hope that we don't get injuries to key players for very long. And Liverpool have been lucky with injuries. Maybe we need a season, and we deserve a season without too many injuries. So let's hope that's what happens. But if we get injuries, we get injuries. You can't compensate for every injury, can you? Aubameyang could be out for a season when he's just signed a contract. Do you know what I mean? We've still got to pay him all that money, and it's just one of those things. You can't help injuries, can you? Let's just hope and pray we don't get them, and we've got a squad that can cope with what we need. But I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Nitish, Sam, any final words?
Yeah, I was just going to say there that if we have any injury, we can put Ozil back in midfield.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
We can have him holding an umbrella in midfield. Probably fit in there properly. But yes, with respect to, as I was saying, one thing about Cantwell and Ceballos, I think Cantwell has had a much better season than Ceballos. So I don't know who will understudy whom there exactly. Overall, I am not happy with the fact that we do not have any shots on target. No matter how unserious we were about this game, this team has enough quality to at least threaten the goal and test Pepe Reina. And even it does impact the mentality as well when you look back at the game and you say that we don't have any shot on target. Despite all the creativity, despite Ceballos playing, it's not as if they didn't play. Second half, Xhaka came on. When we are dominating the play, we need to at least have some kind of creativity and shot on target. So I still will highlight that point, because if it happens again on Watford, then everyone will actually start losing their mind. So if we start highlighting it from now itself, I think it's a better thing, and not think about Chelsea before go one game at a time. Overall, we were not 100% sure whether we would win or not. But yes, the way that we have lost is also a bit disappointing. And after the 2-0 City game, I would say that we were not expecting this easy loss.
So what I would like to add is I saw a post by James Spring, which basically gives us a start of our passes when we are playing teams with a low block, right? And it's just playing around, but we are unable to find our way inside. And it showed against Spurs. It showed again today as well. So at the end of the day, we are a team with 13 wins and 14 draws, right? And it's ridiculous to end a season like that, but that's the reality of the team. So this should only reinforce the idea that Arteta has, that yes, the team needs a lot of improvement. I still do not expect a lot when it comes to the transfer budget, but I think swaps and all, these are the areas that we can work on. Even if it requires us to buy in from the relegated teams, I think there are some interesting players who will definitely add to the drive and energy of the team, right? Overall, while I do not see a lot of quality in Arsenal, to be honest, nowadays, the quality is missing. So while we might not be able to replace quality with money, we can definitely replace the drive and the energy and the spirit of the team. That is something that we can start working on at least.
Ryan, the Facebook
Yes.
comment. just see.
And with that, guys, we'll wrap things up. Getting on late over in the UK, like 10 to 11 at night. My back's killing me. I need some sleep. I've got a bike ride in the morning. Joy. But yeah, thanks, guys, for coming on. I appreciate it all.
I enjoyed it. It wasn't a great game, but it's always fun chatting to you guys.
Yeah. And my brother kept you company as well.
And he had some fun as well. So yeah, fair play.
Oh dear. No, so yeah, I'll probably be back on Thursday for a little podcast with Richard and a couple of other guests. Got to confirm them up. And then it's Friday, got the quiz.
Yes, the quiz.
Oh, the quiz. And then with that, we'll go from there basically. And until next time, guys, enjoy the rest of your week.
Sure.
Also, if you haven't already, do subscribe, smash the like button, share it about as many people as fucking possible. Grow this channel a lot quicker. And until next time, up the Arsenal.
Happy Arsenal.